What's going on? I'm Mitchell Renz. This is the Raiders Report, but we're also going to welcome in our Lakers audience to this NBA trade deadline coverage. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I'm a diehard Raiders fan, and we have our entire Chat Sports team down in New Orleans for the Super Bowl, and it was either the Lakers people don't get any content, or we're going to be live on Raiders, and we're going to be live on our Lakers show. So if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed, make sure the like button is clicked, and we're going to have one hell of a time today, because I know this. I know how Raider Nation likes to party, and I've heard a lot of good things about the Laker fans over there.
Luka.
I also live in Dallas, and I wanted to do this live show.
Luka.
Let's get some Lukas down below. And also, if you're like Mitch, I'm not even a Lakers fan, then let me know down below who your favorite NBA team is. We're going to give some shout-outs here on today's program. But in all honesty, I'm somebody where I like to work hard, and I think a lot of people out there are hard-working individuals as well. I'm not a NBA insider. If you got a Lakers question today, use hashtag Lakers. My man Jeremy Chuggs is going to answer it. If you got an NBA question, my guy Jeremy Chuggs is going to answer it. But we still have over 186,000 subscribers on our Raiders channel, and I know we have 54,000 subs on our Lakers channel. So if you want to ask me some Raiders stuff, you can use hashtag Raiders or Super Chat. We're going to have Super Chat deals. We have an MVP award out there, which is something that I have never given away before, but I do want to show some love to a lot of the Lakers people here, because this is one of the very first NBA channels that we made at Chat Sports, and I've been here at Chat Sports since 2017. I have covered when the NBA shut down during the COVID. I covered a 4-team trade, and I covered when AD was actually originally traded to the Lakers. But at the end of the day, it was either this or our Lakers channel wasn't going to get anything, and after getting Luka Doncic, quite frankly, I want to see who's rocking with us today. I got PP Cuckoo down there below saying, let's go 77. Peteman Jones, Gap Boy.
Are you in the Lakers?
I'm over on Lakers.
Okay. I was like, I also see Evil Mitch. I see Nye High.
Yep.
I see some other people over there on the Raiders as
I
well.
see Raiders. We got Roger. What up, Kyle? Night High, James Herr. Real talk. Today we're going to talk a lot about the NBA. We're going to do stuff a little bit different when news comes in around the association. We will break it down, and if there is anything around the Lakers, I will break it down. But also you got to understand this. If anything Raiders happens, we're going to talk about it. The Raiders hired a wide receiver coach. The Raiders hired a running back coach. Anything that you want to talk about is on the game plan for today. If you like our Thursday night shows where we get a little bit wet and wild, we're getting wet and wild today. Let's go.
Where are you watching from? Shout out your city. I know Lakers fans, just like Raider Nation, they go far and wide. And I didn't wear this shirt on accident today.
This is actually also a yellow shirt. It's kind of hard to tell.
LA.
And yes, this is my dog Chuck.
We're the Lakers.
Let's go.
We're the Raiders. We're the Rakers report today.
See, I was worried. The Rakers report sounds like I think we know what it sounds like. Let's just be honest. We got 100 people over on Raiders. We got over 100 people on Lakers as well. Seriously, shout out to everybody that is tuned in. Knight says
the Philippines in the house.
The Philippines is in the house.
Junior, let's go. Chicago.
Let's freaking rock, man.
I see Houston. I see the Rizzler said I'm a Lakers and a Raiders baby.
Uh-oh. Seriously, if you're a Raiders fan and you want to hang out on the Raiders channel, we got a Raiders live stream. If you're a Lakers fan and you want to hang out on the Lakers live stream, we're also live right now on 2 different channels at one time. So you're going to hear me, for our OG Raiders Report watchers, you're going to hear me talk to some of these Lakers fans as well. And for the Laker fans, I'm also talking to Raider Nation, because we're live on 2 different YouTube streams at one time. At the same damn time. At the same damn time. At the same damn time.
I want to know, because I think even 4 or 5 days after the fact,
dude,
the NBA world is reeling. So let me know, any sport, football, basketball, baseball, hockey, is this the most insane trade ever? Anthony Davis for Luka Doncic. Give me a Y for yes, N for no. Mitch, is this the I mean, you're not, you even said yourself, you're not the biggest basketball fan, but in terms of just you've been watching sports since you were a little kid.
Yep.
In terms of all your sports watching in your entire existence, is this the craziest trade you've ever seen?
I say yes, and I base this trade off of, in the NBA, like, I don't watch the NBA every day, I don't, but I could still sit down and I can talk shop, I can talk some ball, right? My Raiders knowledge is up here, my NBA Lakers knowledge is down here. The way that I can always tell when something is, like, much bigger than anything else is when my fiance is like, wow, did you see that? And, I'm not going to lie, I was part of the Chat Sports team, RIP to the great Kobe Bryant. But when Kobe passed away, think about that. The amount of people that never talk about sports, never talk about the NBA, were talking about it. And this Luka trade kind of reminded me a little bit of a huge situation where my fiance is going, I want a Luka Lakers jersey.
Yeah.
I want to be able to watch the Lakers now. And that's how big this story is. So to me, this is easily a yes.
To be honest, it's the craziest thing I've seen since I saw the amazing promo that Prize Picks was giving away whenever you can get $50 instantly after you play $5. I haven't been that shocked since I saw this promotion over at Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app, made easy, folks. Even for the big game, for NBA, for whatever you're doing, for basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, for Quidditch, tennis, I don't care the sport.
Yep.
It's all about Prize Picks, baby.
I am a big Prize Picks fan, and I see Big Luck says, oh no, Alex in a Laker jersey. She's a Luka fan. And you know what? I bet you right now, if I'm sitting down with Alex talking to her, she'd probably want to go more on anything that has to do with Luka Doncic. Maybe it's points. Maybe it's rebounds. Maybe it's assists. But you know what? The big game is also right around the corner, and you can actually do this. You can take the freebie that they're giving to you with Patrick Mahomes at 0.5 passing yards,
you know what?
and then you could also put in a lineup on NBA.
I'm going to go to the Prize Picks.
And the association.
I'm going to go to the Prize Picks app right now, see about basketball.
Go check
for
it
a
out.
second.
PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Make sure that you use code CLNS. They might not have one out
yet. They don't have it yet, but I'm going to ask you just from my own projection right here. It's not on Prize Picks yet, but on Monday, Luka makes his debut. Would you go more or less than 40.5 points?
40!
40.5 points. Are you going more or are you
Bro,
going less?
I was going to say 30. See, Chugs is all in. I'll tell you, I would have put it at 30. But you know what? I like this. Rocking with it, 40.5, more or less. Let me know down below.
If you're trying to go to that game.
So we live in Dallas. I would love to be able to go to this game on Saturday. And here's the cool part about
it's on Monday.
The game's on Monday?
Yeah, Luka's first game is on Monday.
Luka's game with the Lakers is on Monday.
Jazz at Lakers, because
I
know we got a lot of LA fans in here. Are you trying to see Luka's debut?
Bro, this would be craziness.
Which, actually, they have some good deals. You can get in the building for around $100. The super deal that you see on screen right now, it is, I believe it's $32 off. That is their super deal with the game time picks. Basically, it filters out all the fluff and gives you the very best deals on the app. And, I mean, this is lower baseline. I know it says, $290. It's not cheap. But for lower baseline, Luka debut.
So I know the first game, like the Mavericks' first game without Luka is on Saturday. Yep. So if you are going to go to the Game Time app, all I'm going to say is this. First off, terms apply, and if you're looking for last-minute tickets, like Chug said, the Game Time app is going to be one of those apps where if you're somebody that likes to wait till the last minute, you can get those awesome prices. Today's show is sponsored by Game Time. I love them. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code CHATSPORTS. You're going to be able to get $20 off your first purchase. Again, terms apply. Create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS. Shout out to Game Time for sponsoring the Raiders Report. Let's go to my man, Rich Wolf, and I'm going to answer some questions here. And again, we are live on our Raiders and on our Lakers channel.
We are back, Warriors, Curry and Jimmy, which this trade shook our office last night as well.
I know. We actually had a few members of our Chat Sports team that does cover the NBA. They were literally here until probably
1 o'clock.
Yeah, seriously, 1 o'clock in the morning, and then they actually beat me to work, which I'm usually one of the first guys here. Cullen, Reed, shout out to them. They were already here by 8:30, and then Chugs walked in with I don't even know how many donuts, but
oh yeah,
he was bringing the goods this morning.
But if you missed it last night, Jimmy Butler headed to the Bay. He's going to Golden State. The Heat get Andrew Wiggins, PJ Tucker, among others. I believe this was a three-way trade. Yeah, the Pistons, they received Lindy Waters, Josh Richardson, some picks. The Heat also get Kyle Anderson in this trade. The Warriors getting Jimmy buckets, though. A concerning match, I would say. Because Jimmy's attitude is one of those where we know we're on the Raiders report. We've been talking Devontae Adams this year, who I think is a very similar player to Jimmy Butler.
I kind of like that comp, honestly.
I mean, a great player, one of the best in the league whenever he's at his top.
Sure.
But everywhere he's been since, leaving the Pack. I mean, even on his way out of the Packers, seems like he kind of forced his way out.
Drama. At the end of the day, people don't want to deal with drama. When you're paying somebody that amount of money, you expect them to show up. I am, though, looking at this Lakers schedule. There is a game in Los Angeles on Saturday.
I was told that he was probably going to have his first game on Monday.
Okay.
With the Jazz.
I mean, no matter what, though, it's going to be interesting to see what Luka's going to be able to do for the Los Angeles Lakers. No doubt about it, man. No doubt about it. What is up, Dr. Sins, Rich Wolf? You know what?
I want to ask this question to the of course I picked the wrong one.
It's all good.
Who won this trade?
The Jimmy Butler, Andrew Wiggins, PJ Tucker trade.
Who won this trade?
I was listening to our Heat channel last night here at Chat Sports with Rolly, and I was listening to our Warriors channel here at Chat Sports with Smitty, and they were kind of breaking it down why it makes sense for both sides. To me, though, I'm going to go with the Golden State Warriors because at the end of the day, you got Steph Curry still, and he's got this window. Draymond Green's got a window, and realistically, if Jimmy Butler plays even like 75 to 80% of what he did in the playoffs many years ago with the Miami Heat, if you combine that scoring ability with the scoring ability of Steph Curry, who's still the best shooter, the greatest shooter of all time, I'm going to look at that and I'm going to say that's that window. And in the NBA, I'm a believer whoever gets the best player wins the deal. And to me, I think Jimmy Butler's the best player in this trade. And, it's like a lot of people were sitting there going with the Luka and the Anthony Davis trade where they're like, oh, you still got Anthony Davis. Cool. But, let's be honest with ourselves. Luka is by far the best player in that trade. Therefore, you end up winning that trade. I mean, it blows my mind. Again, I'm an NFL guy. It blows my mind that people are allowed to make trades in you got a 20, 30 first-round pick. There's some 8th grader sitting in school right now going, I wonder if that's me. That's a crazy thought, and it happens all the time, man. So here's what we got going on today. I'm live on the Raiders Report. We're also live on the Lakers Report, which we have 161 people tuned in right now to the Raiders Report. We got over 262 people on our Lakers channel. I'm somebody that I pull up to work every day, and we freaking kick butt here. And if it wasn't for this live stream, we would have not been able to go live on the Lakers channel. So you know what, y'all? I appreciate everyone tuning in to today's show. And if anybody is wondering, yes, this is my dog Chuck on a t-shirt. What up, Aggressive Master Raider? Wait, so we're in a Devil's three-way right now. I'll tell you this, judging by your picture, it looks like you've never turned down a Devil's three-way, quite frankly. If anybody from our Lakers channel is seeing, I see some of these questions up on screen. If you go down in your comment section on the Lakers channel and use hashtag Lakers or Super Chat, we can put these questions up on screen. Raiders fans that know the show a little bit better, same thing, hashtag Raiders or Super Chat to get your questions on the screen. We can talk Raiders, NFL, we can talk NBA and Lakers. Chugs is handling NBA stuff and Lakers, I'm handling NFL and the Raiders. But you know what? We also got some deals because the way that I like to do a Raiders show is, and I'll be real, maybe it's something I got to do. I've never been to a Los Angeles Lakers tailgate. I've actually never been to L.A. It's something that I would love to be able to do. My fiance, Alex, that's where she's going to have her honeymoon here in a month or so. But she's going to go out there. I've actually never been out there.
Wait, what?
What?
You said she's gonna have her honeymoon?
Or did I say honeymoon? Bachelorette party.
I was like, I hope you'd be going too.
Live Oak is like, let's go.
She's having her honeymoon.
Live Oak is like, yeah, my wife had her own honeymoon as well. Live Oak, I hope you're here, man. That's hilarious. But I would love to be able to tailgate with some Lakers fans because I love to tailgate with Raiders fans. And today, we're going to have some good time, man. I hope that everybody is ready to pull up. I hope everybody is ready to have a lot of fun. We got some basketball deals, which we don't always usually do. And if you're over the age of 21, if you want to pour up a drink with us, the way that we do it is this. If I'm having a drink, if Jeremy's having a drink, if somebody spends their hard-earned money for the entire chat to have a sip, if you're over the age of 21, pour one open up with us. We got some happy dads here today. It's going to get wild. Evil Mitch, I've been to crypto. Ain't no way they tailgate. Yeah, I mean, I've never been there, but at the same time, I mean, I'm sure if there's Raiders fans that are Lakers fans, I know that those fans get down, which is why, honestly, I wanted to be able to do this show in the first place. What up, TJ? What up, Truth? What up, Swift? I see Neil also down there below. Appreciate everyone who's tuned in right now. If you haven't already, make sure you click that like button. I'm telling you, it does help us out a lot. It helps out telling other people what we're doing here. And at the end of the day, the more Lakers fans you get here, the more Raiders fans you get here, it's just a better party. I'd rather be at a party with 300 Lakers fans than 10 Lakers fans. And right now, we got almost 300 Lakers fans in that live chat. So shout out to all of y'all. I mean it. And the objective of me doing this live show today is after the Luka trade, we're going to try to get you guys a lot more content. You know what I'm saying? More content on the Lakers channel. It won't be by me, but we're going to get you guys more Lakers content coming up. So here are our NBA trade deadline deals. If you want to get a question in, it is hashtag Raiders, hashtag Lakers, or you could super chat. If you want to get in our duck race, it is a $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365. Maybe we'll give away $500. Maybe we're going to give away $300. Maybe we're going to give away over $1,000. We've given away one time $2,600. $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365. Also,
we have a deal. If you send in a $20 super chat, me and Mitch, one of us is going to shoot a free throw. If we miss it, we add $10 to the duck race. So this one's the first one. This one counts.
All
right.
That was a brick, dude.
Let me try it one more time.
Honestly, I was hoping you would yell Kobe. I was more of a yelling Shaq.
Okay,
all right.
that one's okay. $10
buckets.
In.
Buckets.
Second one was buckets.
Buckets.
Every 20, we're gonna shoot some free throws. Every miss, we add $10 to the duck race. So if you're the only one who gets in, right now you just won $10.
You're going to win some money. If we get a $50 super chat here at the Raiders Report, we like to call that an alley-oop. We throw it up, and then if somebody's going to come in, and we're going to absolutely throw it down.
Did you see the picture I used? It's Shaq.
Oh, is that really? I didn't know. Honestly, from back here, it looked like either Bert or Ernie throwing one down. I couldn't quite tell what it was. Now it's clearly Shaq. Yeah, no doubt about it. If you're somebody that likes to compete in our bang race here at the Raiders Report, that's what this is. Gives you the opportunity to get a bang, and then somebody else will throw it down. If we get a back-to-back bang, that's a beer bong for me. If you send in a $100 super chat, it counts as 2 bangs, and I'm throwing down a beer bong. Whoever is the one that bangs the most here on this show today, whether it is Lakers, whether it is Raiders, I'm sending you an NBA jersey of your choice. If you're like, Mitch, I don't even like the NBA, I'll get you a Raiders NBA jersey. I'll get you a Lakers jersey, a Luka jersey. I don't care what it is. But that's what we're going to do here on today's show. So who's the best team in the NBA right now?
Is it the Lakers?
I'm a big chemistry person, and I don't mean school-wise, not my subject of choice. On the basketball court, it's so important to have obviously good team chemistry, 5 players playing out there at one time. But at the same time, I think Luka and LeBron, it's going to take a little bit of time to kind of get it going a little bit. But the best team in the NBA, it's probably the Celtics.
Yeah.
And I hate to admit that. It's
the Rockets.
You think it's the Rockets?
Oh, yeah.
For those that don't know, Rockers, Rockets guy over here. I see a few people spamming Lakers down below on our Raiders chat. Somebody said the Warriors. OKC?
Chris says Cleveland and OKC. OKC's really good.
I just don't think it can be Cleveland, though. You know what I'm saying?
They've been good.
Chris says Cleveland and OKC. Celtics from JV. I mean, I just watched the Celtics mop up the Cavs the other night. Any trade for the Lakers, maybe they sign Torrey Craig from Mo. I mean, do we even think that the Lakers are going to make another trade by the deadline? The deadline ends in 1 hour and 37 minutes.
Yeah. Which actually, just to get everybody up to speed, I'm going to go ahead and run through the trades that have already happened in the NBA.
I like it.
The craziness has already begun, which, I mean, it kind of it's made the deadline a little bit crazy, but at the same time, it's...
I mean, last night was insane.
Yeah. obviously,
craziness.
Starting off, I'm going to do some of the 3-team trades first. Obviously, we all saw this one. Mavericks get Anthony Davis, Max Christie, a first-round pick. Lakers get Luka, Maxi Kleber, Markieff Morris, and the Jazz, they received Jalen Hood-Schifino, a second-round pick from the Clippers, and a second-round pick from the Dallas Mavericks. We also saw another trade that same night. This one got overshadowed, but maybe not equally crazy, but another NBA-shattering trade. De'Aaron Fox joins Wemby in San Antonio. Jordan McLaughlin also in that trade going to San Antonio. The Kings, they get Zach LaVine from the Bulls, who they've been trying to trade him for the past 2 seasons. The Bulls, they received Zach Collins, Trey Jones, Kevin Huerter, and a 2025 pick from the Spurs. Also, the Kings get a king's ransom of picks. Pun intended on that one.
Pun intended.
This one also
Who's going to get this party started,
went
by
down
the way?
as well. Bucks, they got Kyle Kuzma, Patrick Baldwin, Jericho Sims. Wizards get Chris Middleton, who kind of sad because he was one of the guys who kind of brought up that team along with Giannis. And then the Knicks, they received DeLon Wright and
Is there
Cash.
another trade that just happened? Breaking news. We got the Phoenix Suns are trading Yusuf Nurkic and a 2026 first-round pick to the Charlotte Hornets for Cody Martin.
Wow.
Is that for Cody Martin? Vasil Shams just put it out.
That was rumored to be happening.
Okay. So the Phoenix Suns and the Charlotte Hornets just pulled off a trade. Cody Martin, Vasil, Misick, and a 2026 second-round pick. Phoenix moves on from Yusuf Nurkic. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you who won that trade or not. If you guys want to let me know who won the trade down below.
I think it does. I will ask another question with this in just a second, but I think this is very telling of what the Suns are moving towards this offseason and this season, and I think that's moving towards a reset.
Yeah.
I think that's moving towards a reset. The last 3-team trade that happened, obviously the Jimmy Butler one, we talked about this one a second ago. But yeah, an alert. We just got another trade.
Another
trade.
Big one, man. Yeah, big.
And I do want to ask, because this is the question that is going to be around all NBA fans until the end of the trade deadline. Will Kevin Durant get moved? Give me a Y for yes, N for no. The Suns already kind of making some moves. They traded their center, Nurkic. Will KD be the next one on the move? Apparently, Mitch, he turned down a trade to go to the Warriors.
Okay.
He said he did not want to go to the Warriors. Apparently, teams that are in are the Miami Heat, the Houston Rockets, and the Dallas Mavericks.
See, I feel like the Mavericks is just a leak by Nico Harrison to try to save face so his fans don't freak out. Because the amount of Mavericks fans, I don't know if you guys heard this, but over 1 million people unfollowed the Mavs on Instagram. And on top of that, the Mavs are giving people who bought season tickets, if they're unhappy that Luka got traded to the Lakers, they're just giving their tickets back. It is so bad right now here for people. Imagine, I'm not kidding you, imagine if the Lakers would have traded Kobe Bryant at 25 years old the year after he just went to an NBA Finals. Think about how Lakers fans would have reacted to that. That's how Mavs fans are reacting right now to Luka. It's bad down here, dude. Which kind of makes me laugh. I'm not going to lie. Watching Dallas sports fans melt down is low-key one of the things that, to Evil Mitch, you probably get this. If I was actually Evil Mitch, watching Dallas fans just have mental breakdowns is probably one of the things that makes me smile at night.
I will say.
Yeah.
And there's guys here at Chat Sports who are much more well-versed in the NBA.
Sure.
Which also this trade that Mitch just said
Yoda.
just happened.
It's like trading Max.
Nurkic to the Hornets. I'm interested. I don't think the money could work. I don't know if they could even make it happen.
Yep.
But could you imagine if somehow, some way, the Lakers were able to get KD? They were able to trade everybody else on their team and get KD. That would be the most insane. This would be the most insane trade deadline of all time.
And here's the thing. Anything's possible. The Luka trade proved that if you ask a question about the NBA, where can this happen? The answer is maybe.
And
the answer is maybe now.
So the thing is, obviously the NBA, they have a soft cap, which means you can go over the salary cap, but you just pay basically fines. You basically pay extra fines for going over the luxury tax, getting into the second apron, and going into all those other, paying stratospheres.
Sure.
What if the Lakers say F the money? They go Dodgers and they go, I don't care. We'll spend the extra money to go out and go crazy.
I mean, if there's a team that I feel like is not afraid to do it, LeBron's 40 years old. You just made a move for Luka, and I feel like that's one of those trades that even when Pelinka probably picked up the phone and they were like, all right, yeah, we can do a trade. Who do you want it to involve? Anthony Davis, all right. Luka? Oh, shit. All right, let's run this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, now it's a whole new window. You don't know how it's going to happen. Also, how many people, when they act like they're going to talk on the phone, they do this? The amount of kids that I see now that just do this blows my mind. Look like they're blowing kisses to you. KD, will he be traded? Give me a Y for yes. Give me an N for no. Somebody said Friday happy hour from Gutierrez. Yeah, I need somebody to get this party started. We're doing $50 alley-oop bangs, and you know what? I'm telling you what, a bang right now would go hard.
Junior.
And we also do have a few people in the duck race. I got to say this. We got Tony Mendoza, you in. Charles G, you in. And because Chugs missed that first free throw, right, we're going to count that first one as a miss. So right now, it is a $20 Venmo. Can you put the picture up? That way maybe some of the Lakers fans who don't know who I am can get it in. $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365. We're going to do something that's called a duck race. And at the very end of today's show, you're going to see a bunch of people's names and ducks, and whoever comes in first place, you're going to go home with that money. So as it stands right now, it is a $20 Venmo to win $30. The point of this, though, is the more and more and more and more people that join, the bigger and bigger that pot gets. And I know people out there in LA like a big pot, so let's get it going here a little bit. We got an hour, 30 minutes, and I'm ready to get a little bit wet and wild. I don't know about y'all, man. I don't know about y'all. I'm ready to get this thing going. I'm ready to get this thing going. Who's going to be the one that steps up and gets this party started? Because these are the type of shows where, think about it as a middle school dance. You got the girls on one side. You got the guys on the other. Who's going to one that has the set of nuts? Who's going to lay it on the table? Goes out in center court and starts dancing. That's when that first bang hits, man. Drop the name of your favorite NBA player down below. I think actually a lot of Raiders fans, I'm curious if you guys know this.
Amen Thompson. Amen Thompson.
Really?
Dude, he's a superstar.
Okay.
Give me Amen Thompson.
I'm not kidding you right now. Amen Thompson could walk by me in person. I wouldn't know who it is. I wouldn't know who it is. I'm not kidding you. LeBron James is actually my favorite player. And I'm one of those people where, again, I'm a diehard Raiders fan. And, it's nobody's above the shield. I will be a Raiders fan forever. But LeBron's been somebody that I've just followed his entire career, and because I don't really have a favorite team, growing up, I never really had a favorite team in any sport. I watched a lot of LeBron James, and that's who I rooted for. Don't get me wrong, I rooted for Michael when he was with the Bulls. I rooted for Kobe when he was with the Lakers. LeBron's been the dude that I've just rooted for now over the past few seasons.
Lakers, our Raiders report spamming Kobe.
Kobe, dude.
Yeah, I miss Kobe.
Yeah, I actually just watched that documentary the other day on when he scored 81 points.
Dude, I remember watching that game, that whole entire game, just like, this is amazing.
I mean, it's one of the reasons why I want the Raiders to extend Max Crosby, and I say that because Max's mentality is very similar to Kobe Bryant's mentality, very similar to somebody like Tom Brady's mentality, where when you have that guy out on the court and when your best player, arguably the best player in the entire league, is showing up at 5 a.m., they're the last guy there, that's a trickle-down effect, and people don't realize how important that type of mentality is, and it is. Like, if you haven't seen the documentary on Kobe scoring 81, I'm actually getting chills right now just talking about it. It is so cool to just go inside of the mind of somebody that is at that 1 percentile in the NBA, and then they go to a whole nother level, that Mamba mentality. It's an unbelievable documentary series.
I've seen a bunch of Kobe's on both sides.
Yep.
But I want to ask a random question to everybody out there, and maybe this will be telling of, how old you are, maybe kind of show your age.
Okay.
When you think of Kobe, do you think 8 or 24? Let me know down in the comments. Either type 8 or 24, what do you remember Kobe more as? Do you remember the Kobe in the beginning with 8, or do you remember the Kobe with 24?
To me, the Kobe that I originally watched was 8. But I'm not going to lie. Again, Raider fan here. Number 24 is a very important number for Raiders fans. When we started our Chat Sports Basketball League, I picked 24 for Kobe and for, Raiders 24 is a very famous number. 24 means more to me because it was also my dad's baseball number. He was a big Willie Mays fan. Shout out to the Giants out there in San Francisco. So 24 is the more important number to me, but I think of Kobe as 8. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I do.
The amount of frat guys wearing Kobe 8 jerseys to ACL this year is going to be astronomical.
That's always.
Margus says 24. Brandon says 8. Bubble Up says both. Chris says both. P Ring, and these are all on the Lakers channel.
Sure.
P Ring says 8. David says 8. P Ring says he balled in both though. That's true. I see a lot of 24s over in the Raiders report.
Dude, big luck. Do you see that? That's really cool. Mamba is my GOAT. We just got a super chat. How about this? We'll go through some of these super chats up on screen. Thoughts on the Raiders trading for Luka? I'll tell you this. If you would have asked me a week ago what's more likely, the Lakers trading for Luka or the Raiders trading for Luka, I probably would have looked at you and said there's the exact same chance of it happening. I'm not kidding you. I would have said there's a better chance maybe that Luka would join the NFL, go play tight end for the Raiders instead of him getting traded, because I honestly never thought in a million years that it was ever going to happen, right? Like, when you trade away a player that's more, like Luka's more important to the city of Dallas and the Mavs than the actual Mavs are. I'm not kidding you when I say that. Let's go to my man, God Family, Raiders for Life. What up, dude? Spurs going big with Fox, Wemby, plus Fox equals Spurs win. I watched Wemby last night, and when I get some free opportunities to watch the NBA, and last night was the night that I watched a lot of NBA because a lot of our guys here at Chat Sports were live, I sat back and I was like, man, oh man. I use the term alien a lot in the NFL when somebody's super athletic. Wemby is an actual alien. I'm not kidding you right now. If you told me, like, you put him in one of those, like, suits, like the all-in-one suit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you put him out near Area 51 and you told him to walk around, people would be like, holy shit, that's an alien.
And our Knicks host Marshall Green.
He's built like one of those, like, waving arm guys.
A lot of Raiders Report guys know our Knicks host Marshall Green.
Yeah.
He had an interesting theory, which I think could be pretty true.
Mm-hmm.
His theory is everybody in the NBA is scrambling to try to win this year and next year because they know the Wemby era is coming in 2 to 3 years. Because he's good right now.
Yeah.
But 2 or 3 more years of developing at his height, his skill level.
He's big. If he can put on some weight, when you look at how LeBron filled out, and honestly, it's how most young men fill out. Think about the way that you look when you're in your young 20s compared to when you get up there in your upper 20s, even in your lower 30s. You just grow out as a man a little bit more. If he grows out and gets some of that thickness to him, I'm telling you right now, man, it's scary out there. Big luck. Mamba is my GOAT, and my birthday is August 24th. Dude, that's sick, man. My birthday is actually coming up. In fact, my birthday is 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks today here on the Raiders Report. My dad's going to be in town. It's going to get wet, and it's going to get wild. It's going to be nuts, man.
Jack send me?
Who?
Jack just sent me something.
Let's
see.
Uh-oh.
What is it?
Uh-oh. I don't know. I do not know.
If only our Wi-Fi worked.
Who do you want to see traded at the NBA trade deadline? Let me know down below. Give me a name. Whether you're watching on our Raiders channel, which we have over 222 people there, hit that like button if you haven't on our Raiders channel. I want to get to 100 likes. On our Lakers channel right now, we got over 450 people watching and only 72 likes over there. Hit that like button. Also, Jeremy, I do want to say real quick here, I want to give a shout out to our one sponsor.
Oh, Game Time.
Game Time.
Which, I mean, people have been telling me in the chat that maybe Luka plays his first game on Saturday.
Yep.
Either way, if you're trying to get tickets to that game or to the Jazz game, I mean, either way, you're using Game Time, right?
It's going to be the lowest prices guaranteed, and I always tell people this. I trust Game Time when I get my tickets for my fiance. I've used Game Time to get my dad a gift to the Mets Brewers series. I got tickets for my fiance's dad for his birthday. At the end of the day is this, and for a lot of the people that might not know who exactly I am over on our Lakers channel, if I trust Game Time to get tickets for the most important people in my life, I hope you also trust them as well. So what I love about the Game Time app is the lowest price guarantee. Also, you got to check out the Game Time picks. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time today. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It's Game Time. Seriously, though.
Hell yeah.
I love me some Game Time, and I was looking, for Jeremy and I, we live down here in Dallas, and I have been looking at getting tickets for the Mavericks game on Saturday just to see the meltdown that I believe is going to transpire from them moving on from Luka.
Yeah, and they're playing the Rockets.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Oh, that's the game that you've been talking about all week then.
Yeah, and Coop won't.
Well, you've been saying it from the Rockets. I haven't even been putting 2 and 2 together. I'm just an idiot.
Coop won't go.
Oh, man. John Borelli, Mount Raidermore. What up, man? Favorite player is now on my favorite team. Let's go.
Are you talking about I'm guessing Borelli's probably talking about Mark Williams. Center from the
I'm pretty
Charlotte
sure
Hornets.
I'm pretty sure Borelli is a Warriors fan. So I wonder if he's talking about Butler. And this is just my guess. I know because to me, I'm pretty sure Borelli is a Warriors fan. Borelli, call me out if I'm wrong on that one. I'm not sure, though. I'm not 100% sure.
As we are an hour and 20 minutes, let me know. Lakers fan, maybe, we also have Raiders fans in there that are also, Borelli's a Warriors fan. Who else do you want to see traded to your team? If you're a Lakers fan in our Lakers chat, do you need another move? Or are you cool with what they've done so far? Getting Mark Williams, getting Luka Doncic, getting Maxi Kleber.
Mark Day, happy birthday to you, man. HBD's down below for Mark. HBD's down below for Mark. Raider 58, Stafford's wife wants to leave the Rams. But does Matthew Stafford want to leave the Rams? Do the Rams...
What was that story of, her either, pushing or, nudging off somebody off a stage or something? What was that last, after
that I don't know. What, when somebody fell off the stage? That was a few years ago. That was, at their Super Bowl parade.
Yeah.
Somebody fell off a stage, and I thought you were talking about the story where she literally admitted to making the backup quarterback from Georgia. She dated the backup quarterback from Georgia who was, known to be a douche to make Stafford jealous so that Stafford would date her instead.
No,
that's a crazy story.
What it was is somebody fell off the stage, and Stafford literally just turned around and walked away.
Oh, shit, that's going to hurt.
Bro, look at this.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Wait, look.
He's like, oh, man.
He just walks away.
Yeah, that's craziness, man. Though, if you're super lit on a Super Bowl parade, you're probably like, I don't know if I should be the guy that helps out there. I'm the quarterback of the team that just won a Super Bowl. I'm going to find somebody else to go help. But also at that, knee-jerk reaction, I feel like I would have dove. I would have tried to, go get him. Would have been.
Lakers fans, let me know also.
We got to trade. The Atlanta Hawks are trading forward DeAndre Hunter to the Cleveland Cavaliers for Karis LeVert, George Niang, and 3 second-round picks and 2 swaps.
Wait, is this...
What I love is how much different the vernacular is from NBA to NFL.
This is actually a pretty big move for the Cavs.
A spit swap and death match.
So DeAndre Hunter averaging 19 points, 4 rebounds a game this year, 46% from the field, about 40% from 3. He just got, I believe, an extension in Atlanta, but the Cavs, they're trying to make their case for the Eastern Conference as that number 1 team. The Heat made a move yesterday with Jimmy Butler. The Cavs, they respond with this move. That's a pretty big move, Mitch.
Okay.
That's a pretty big move.
I'll take your word for it.
It's one of the best young teams in the NBA, adding another really good starter. He's a good starter in the league.
Okay.
6'8". I mean, was at Virginia, so he's a defensive player as well, a really good defensive wing player.
I can never forgive Virginia.
Nice wingspan. Oh yeah, the year
they lost to the 16 seeds, the only year I ever took them to win anything.
And then they won the next year.
And then I ended up picking them to lose in the round of 32. Unbelievable, Virginia.
I think this is a pretty big trade for the NBA landscape. I think it's a really good move for the Cavs.
Yep. To Winston said, I thought I subscribed to a Raiders site. We are the Raiders Report. We're live right now, and we're doing something a little bit different today. Again, we're a small company, Chat Sports. We got a bunch of people down at the Super Bowl, and unfortunately, a lot of our NBA guys are also down there at the Super Bowl covering it. We have like 8 people down there in New Orleans. So in order for us to be able to take care of all the stuff that we needed to do, I needed to fill in today and do a live show which covers the Raiders and it covers the Lakers. So I am live right now on our Raiders channel, which has 186,000 subs. And I am live right now on our Lakers channel that has 54,000 subs. It's not something that we typically do, but at the end of the day, I'm somebody that works hard. Chugs is somebody that works hard, and I'm in this business to create content and create a good time for everybody that's out there. So I know it's a little bit different, but you can still ask Raiders questions here. You can still ask me anything. But I am a team guy through and through, and I needed to be able to show up today for my Chat Sports team. Which, by the way, we have not had anybody take advantage of any of our deals. So you know what? If we don't get any deal, if nobody does anything here in the next 15 minutes, we might have to just sign off and go help other people. I mean, so we were hoping that people would be excited that Jeremy and I were going to be live today. And, we wanted to do this. We wanted to see how it goes. And, again, we've never done anything like this in the past. But we can go help our other people here at Chat Sports if need be. If that's what you want, I get it. It's something that's a little bit different. And I know in today's day and age, people don't like different. People don't like change. But I wanted to show up today. I wanted to get a little bit wet and wild. I wanted to talk some Raiders. I want to talk some Lakers, talk some NBA. But the only way that these shows are made is if the people that are watching start asking some questions, get some supers a-flowing, and whoever's the MVP, I'm giving away an NBA jersey or a Raiders jersey of your choice. Oliver Lopez says it's different, but I like it. Hey, I appreciate that.
Grade the trade for the Cavs, A, B, C, D, or F. I'm giving this one... I'm giving this one an A.
So you think the Cavs won this deal?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I think they get a really good player. Karis LeVert, Georges Niang, both those guys are decent.
Yep.
But I think DeAndre Hunter is a very good young wing. Mm-hmm. And the way the NBA is going, you need those long, athletic wings who are good defenders, who can also hit three-pointers. That's exactly what DeAndre Hunter is.
I got
and
you,
the
Chase.
Cavs
Smooth.
are already a great team in the East.
Yeah.
They're one of the best teams in the East. I believe they're... Last time I checked the standings, I think they're the first seed in the East right now. I'd have to double check.
I saw Jonathan Gray in the Lakers chat said Zion to the Hornets. Is Zion going to get moved? I heard some of the guys last night talking about certain teams that should try to make a move for Zion.
Yeah. Right now the Cleveland Cavs are the #1 team in the Eastern Conference. They actually have the best record in the NBA right now with 41 wins, only 10 losses. 2 of those losses came from the Rockets, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I mean, this looks like a trade that more people are excited about. That the Cavs ended up winning this deal. Oliver said if Luka got traded, then nobody is safe. And I agree, where there's so many times we get asked questions, NFL, NBA, and it's like, can this trade happen? And a lot of times I'll sit up here and I'll be like, it's never going to happen. Hell, I can remember 2 years ago and I said, it's never going to happen. Devontae's not going to get traded to the Raiders. That one, we went live for 9 hours for that one.
The amount of times that Coop has told me Luka's a Mav for life.
Yeah. Dude, it's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable. Super chat coming in here from my man Wrong Way. And again, y'all, if you want to get in 4-hour duck race, how about this? Let's do $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365 to get in for a duck race. Because right now we only got 2 people in. I want to get some people in this duck race, man. Or else, I guess Tony and Charles, you guys are going to be in one heated match. Which I hope that's not the case. It'd be the worst duck race we've ever had. What do you think, Chip, with AA would look like?
No. No, thank you. Aaron.
Oh, Aaron Rodgers? I don't see why anybody would want Aaron Rodgers wrong way. He's 42 years old, and I don't even think he's a top 20 quarterback. And if you're a team like the Raiders that's trying to build and trying to get some stability, why the hell would you bring somebody in that has tore down every team that he's gone to since leaving Green Bay? And even in that final year that he was there in Green Bay, the Packers are still winning without him. He's been terrible. Goes to New York, gets everything he wants, and he was still terrible there. That would almost be like, and I don't know if there's a 42-year-old NBA player that was once good but now is a cancer in the locker room. Would you want to add that person to the Lakers? No, you wouldn't want to do that. So to me, going out and even thinking about getting Aaron Rodgers, it would be an absolute disaster to me. I would rather the Raiders go out with Aiden O'Connell at $1.2 million than go out and make a deal for Aaron Rodgers, because that guy's a cancer, and he is. And I hate using that word. And I think for a lot of my OGs, no. I hate using the word cancer, but that's what Aaron Rodgers is.
Are the Lakers the biggest trade deadline winner? I think you have to.
I don't know how you say they're not.
Yeah.
And I get it. They lost Anthony Davis, but you got a 25-year-old Luka Doncic.
You lost Dalton Connect.
And here's the scary part. If Luka is fat, out of shape, and everything that's being leaked from the Mavs, which is, again, just BS because they're trying to make themselves look better, imagine if he turns into a 25-year-old motivated Luka Doncic. I mean, if he's going out there giving you 39 and 9 every night and he weighs 250 pounds and he eats some donuts, a honey bun, and he likes a beer here and there, who gives a shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, who gives a shit? People aren't looking at Jokic and going, that guy's out of shape, I'm going to move on from him.
I would trade for Luka even if he was smoking stogies down the court.
You're not wrong.
If he
was
just
ripping cigs
on the sidelines, I don't care.
Can you give me 39 and 9? Yeah, all right. I'll go buy you another pack.
I'm in.
I mean, like, let's be honest with ourselves here. And don't get me wrong, there's probably some long-term health effects that Luka's going to cross. But, like, if you're talking about injury, you just traded for Anthony Davis. Yeah, he's a better defender, maybe. But Luka can also show you when he wants to play defense, like last year. He slowed down a little bit. I think he also got banged up a little bit in the finals, but there was like a few series before that when he wanted to play defense, he could play freaking defense. Trading away a 25-year-old player that's arguably top 3 in the league, I think no doubt top 5, is one of the craziest and just ill-advised things I have ever seen. I'm not kidding you.
He said, listen, Jordan enjoyed mini cigars.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Carly's Kruger, what is up? What is up? I see Wesley Wallace. This is my favorite thing ever. Wesley, I appreciate that, man. We got over 400 people on our Lakers channel. We got 200 people here on the Raiders Report. All right, here's what I'm going to do to get this party started. I'm going to throw up an alley-oop. Alley-oop has been thrown up. The first person to throw a $50 super chat is an alley-oop, a beer bong, and let's get this party started. I want to see some free throws by Chugs. We got a whole bunch of different things going on. A whole bunch of things going on here in today's show, which maybe we got to switch up some deals here a little bit, Chugs. How about this? How about we do this? Well, we'll see who takes advantage of the alley-oop, and then if we got to switch it up, I'm going to do it. Lumberjack man, Mitch versus Chugs in a 1v1 basketball game. If it was shooting, I know I got him. Though, if it was an actual game, my knees are so bad right now, and this is such an embarrassing thing to say at the age of almost 32. My knees are so bad, which I've torn my ACL, my LCL, my MCL, my meniscus. There's not much left in my knees at this point. I think if we played an actual game, Chugs would do some damage to me because I can't move very well right now. So the NBA trade deadline. I was talking to some of our NBA guys, and they said, you know, the Lakers have done a lot of things. I know last night, one of the things that Cullen was telling me was, you know, be on the lookout for them making a deal for a center. And then Dalton Connect ends up getting moved there to L.A. last night. So we'll see what ends up happening here. We will be live for another hour and 7 minutes. Again, I hope people appreciate what we're doing here. If the Lakers make a move, if the Raiders end up doing something today.
No matter what move is made, video is being made.
A video will be made. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. make sure your notifications are turned on. Man! Bang! He said it's an alley-oop! Dipsy-doo! Dunkaroo!
Oop, there it is.
That was awesome, baby, with a capital A!
There it is. Oop, there it is.
Hoop, there it is. If y'all don't spam 93 Nabman, then I need you to wake the hell up here. Nabman, cheers to you, my brother. Spam 93 down below right now. Nabman is the MVP of today's show. So Nabman, whoever the MVP of today's show is, I'm going to send you a jersey. If you want a Raiders jersey, if you want a basketball jersey, if you want a Raiders basketball jersey, I can make it happen. Cheers to my man, 93 Nabman.
Let's go. He said, Allie, smash it. The Mavs are an absolute embarrassment after this trade. And it's pretty crazy, and we've been talking about it. I think any sports company, anybody that's in sports media has been talking about the Luka trade, has been talking about the impact of the Luka trade over the past 4 to 5 days. I mean, I think this is why the NBA is having a hard time against the NFL right now, because so many NBA fans are tied to players. Where, don't get me wrong, you can let me know in the chat. I think we asked this the other day on Raiders Report. If your favorite NFL team traded your favorite player in the NFL, you would still be a fan. If the Raiders traded Max Crosby, it would suck. Don't get me wrong. We would be pissed. But I would, you'd still be a Raider fan.
I mean, and here's the thing, and, maybe Lakers fans, you guys have done a lot more winning than Raiders fans out there, and maybe at this point I'm just so used to what heartbreak feels like, but I would sit there and I would go, okay, I'm going to give myself 24 hours to mourn this. Max is a Raider, he is the definition of a Raider, and I would give myself 24 hours to mourn it. But if I expect the Raiders to go out there and make improvements and be a better team in the long run, I also can't sit here and sulk and mourn. I mean, because I disagree with this. The amount of Mavs fans that we've heard say if they make the finals, they're not going to watch the games, or that they are rooting against the Mavericks and rooting for Luka. I mean, I understand sometimes, like, fans being mad, but I would sit there and I'd go, then you're not a Mavericks fan. You're a Luka fan. And I get every situation's different, but in real life situations, right? Like Nabman, military guy, salute to everybody out there that, allows us to do the crazy shenanigans that we're going to do. But if you were on the battlefield and something really bad happened, way worse than your favorite player getting traded, you'd have to nut up a little bit. You'd sulk about it for a second or two, and you keep on trucking along. Like, that's what you need to do in life. And I think right now, I think people are a little bit soft in today's day and age. That's a fact.
Yeah.
People are a little soft once in a while.
On our Lakers channel, Jesus Jimenez did have a good point. He did say,
I agree, Yoda.
What about Tom Brady moving to the Buccaneers and Patriots fans kind of being Brady fans for those couple seasons?
I would say that those are the bandwagon Brady fans. And, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I am a bandwagon LeBron James fan because growing up, I didn't have a favorite NBA team. I didn't have a favorite team in any sport. The only team that I legitimately grew up watching was the Mets. That was the only team that I liked, being a Mets fan. And being a Mets Raiders fan is not an easy thing to be able to do. But when LeBron came up, I was like, that's somebody that I want to watch. And that's the guy that I followed my entire career, and I'm not afraid to admit it. LeBron James, wherever he goes, that's the team that I end up rooting for. And I do. I do. Don't get me wrong, I root for the Knicks from time to time because my dad's from New York. Shout out to Queens if anybody's from the Queens, Comac area. But I follow players, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with that for the NBA. For the Raiders, though, I don't care what you do. I'm going to be a Raider fan throughout. I mean, shit, I got a freaking Raiders tattoo on my leg. Though a Lakers sleeve on the other side would be kind of wild. I'm just saying. Dan says, man, it's soft times. You know what, Dan? I think you're right, man. Very, very soft times. More or less than 9.5 trades today.
We've had 4,
and usually it's usually I feel like we get a lot more in the final hour. The final hour of this show, I think, is going to be electric. Also,
I think we're due for the more.
We got a few more people getting in the duck race. Nabman, you in? Carl's Kruger, you're in, which as it stands right now, it is a $20 Venmo. You would go home with $50 here on the Raiders Report. And then you know what? Speaking of $50, you can actually get $50 when you play $5 over on PrizePicks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app out there. All you got to do is go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Make sure that you use code CLNS. That link's going to be available to y'all down in the comments, down in the description of today's show. If you plan on watching the big game, and the big game is right around the corner, and if you want to let me know who you got, tell me, KC or Philadelphia. Hopefully, y'all are rocking with Philadelphia because I don't want to see Patrick Mahomes win another football game. But you know what? It doesn't mean that I'm not going to take advantage of the deal that PrizePicks has given us. They are giving you a free one, a freebie. Mahomes is going to throw for more than 5.5 passing yards. Even if it was 5 passing yards, I'm going to take the more on it. You can then pick, let's say, I don't know, Saquon Barkley, rushing touchdown.
Or
you can go that route. You can go Dallas Goedert, rushing or receiving touchdown, more or less. In fact, I'm going to have a video that's going to be coming out on Sunday of the perfect prize pick lineup. I'm going to tell y'all how you're going to be able to turn $20 into $500.
For Luka's debut with the Lakers,
yep.
I'm interested to see where the projection is on his points for his opening game in LA. I mean,
but how many people here, honest question, type me down below, how many people are going to watch Luka's debut?
Type me.
Type me down below. And the reason why that I say this is because in today's day and age, for you to be entertained for, let's say, 2 to 3 hours, and basketball games go a little bit quicker, so let's say 2 hours. If you put down $10 and you have the opportunity to win, even if it's just $20, it's going to make you so much more locked into that game. And even if you do not win, you're still going to be way entertained for 2 hours. In today's day and age, let's face it, you can't find ways to entertain yourself at that price tag for that level of entertainment fun. It's easy. It's exciting. Daily fantasy sports made easy. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. And again, huge shout out to our sponsor. I appreciate everything that PrizePicks has done for the Raiders Report. And if you're wondering, PrizePicks run your game. Yeah, I need you to run your game. Code CLNS. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. Now, it's guaranteed.
I will preface this. This is not on PrizePicks yet.
Correct.
This is just my thought of a fun projection for Luka Doncic.
40.5 is a lot of points.
Give me a more, give me a less. 40.5 for Luka's debut.
You think he's just going to go scorched earth?
I think so, dude.
He's just going to go scorched earth? Kind of. I mean, it'd be pretty cool to see. He's just throwing shots up left and right.
We thinking more or less than 40.5 for Luka? I see some lesses from Dan.
I see Terrell Smith, Aaron Holloway, Jesus Jimenez. Appreciate everybody tuning in over on our Lakers channel.
Yoda's going less. Really? That many people think less?
I mean, dude, 40.5 is a lot. Like, I would say this would be, I would love to see the answers if this was 32.5.
Peterman says he's going for 45.
45. That's a lot of points. I'm telling you this right now. I would love to see it.
And I tell you this right now, if you feel that way, if you truly think he's going to go 45,
yep.
Put your money where your mouth is over on PrizePicks because I guarantee you the projection will not be above 45.
Yeah, no. Not a chance, man. Not a chance.
We do have another super chat from 93 Navman.
Let's kick around the worst trades in professional sports history. Watson, Luka have to be the top two. What do you got?
I mean,
the other trade that pops into my mind immediately is the DeAndre Hopkins and David Johnson trade. You remember that one from a few years ago with the Texans?
I do. Unfortunately.
That one I can remember when that happened. I was like, that's one of the craziest things that I've ever seen. That's got to be a big one. Yep, that one's that's got to be a big one.
Yoda said that's like throwing for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. Yeah, but that's like if Patrick Mahomes got traded and the very next game was against the Chiefs. I would maybe take for him to throw 4 touchdowns in that game.
Yeah.
Peterman says easily he's going to make history. I'm locked in for that game.
We'll see. We'll see. Dude, I don't know. Anybody else got some trade ideas? Somebody said Ricky Williams trade. I don't remember the exact details in that one. I mean, the Herschel Walker trade, Walker was traded for, I believe it was every single player. I think it was almost every single player.
I know there was a Ricky Williams trade.
Some news coming in here, and again, nothing much, but it says the Suns are likely done making moves for the day and will focus on improving their roster in the summer, according to a report. So does that mean KD's... Is he staying?
Wait, so you want it to be 20 for...
Yep. Yep. And then we'll be good. I want to get this party going. I want to get this party started. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Carlos says the 49ers trading up to get Trey Lance. I mean, that's kind of an interesting one, right? The 49ers went from 12 all the way up to 3, gave up 3 first-round picks for Lance. That didn't work out at all.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing at all. So you know what? For the final hour here of our NBA trade deadline, I'm here to have a good time, and I hope everybody else is. We're doing $20 alley-oops, $50 bangs. So now, man, if you do what you did again for a 50, counts as 2 bangs, beer bongs going down. 20, we're throwing an alley-oop up. The alley-oop is the deal. The alley-oop, this is the best damn deal that I think I've ever done here on the Raiders Report. I think ever. And whoever's the MVP, like I said, you're going to get yourself a jersey of your choice. If you want to get your questions on, I am live right now on our Raiders Report show. I am live right now on our Lakers show. Hashtag Raiders, hashtag Lakers, whatever one you want. Raiders question, hashtag Raiders. Lakers question, hashtag Lakers. Let me know down below. Appreciate everyone tuning in today for something that's a little bit different from what we typically do here on this YouTube channel and typically from what we do on a lot of other Chat Sports YouTube channels here. I see Dan78 down there below saying Lakers versus Celtics finals draws. You think Lakers-Celtics final? We'll see. Will Kevin Durant be traded today?
You just said, looks like the Suns said they're done making deals today. Do we believe them?
I don't know. I mean, that could also just be the Suns putting that out there an hour before the trade deadline because they haven't gotten what they wanted exactly.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that could just be to drive up the bargaining price. Dan says KD's going to stay put. Roger says, I agree with Navman. James said, breaking news, Jerry Jones trades Dak to the Raiders. Dude, I don't know how I would feel about that.
Carlo is asking an interesting question, and it has to go with something that you told me this morning.
Randall Carter, you're in. $20 Venmo right now to win $60.
The new Raiders wide receiver coach.
Yep.
Very buddy with Keenan Allen.
Very buddy with Keenan Allen and DJ Moore, which I just found out. So the wide receiver coach that the Raiders just hired, he was with the Maryland Terrapins for many years, and then he ended up he was with the Chargers for several years from 2021 to 2024. Then obviously he went to Chicago, so Keenan Allen followed him to Chicago. Also DJ Moore obviously got traded to Chicago, was somebody who worked with him for Maryland down there also because for those who don't know, Moore was played at Maryland. When you look at all those rumors, I mean, it's kind of interesting. Again, DJ Moore's not a free agent. Keenan Allen is. Also, Mike Williams, that could be somebody to look at.
Yeah.
Ernesto, Mitch, do the trifecta and cover the Dodgers. I mean, we thought about it when the Dodgers and the Mets were playing because I'm a big Mets fan, so I was thinking about doing like watch parties for both those games, for all the games in the series, but Dodgers won't be a team that I cover. Also, Randall Carter, you in. Elijah Johnson, you in. Which, as it stands right now, $20 Venmo, you're in for a chance to win $70 here on the Raiders Report. I'm telling you this right now. I've been talking a lot about it. You're going to kick yourself in the you-know-what if you don't get in the duck race. It's going to be a lot of fun. That I can promise you. Got a super coming in from Papaya Man, a.k.a. Raiders Smoke 89. Smoke, I appreciate the comment you left today I believe it was on my Instagram or on my Twitter. I don't remember which one it was, but you're like, Mitch is always working, putting in that time. Because yesterday, Alex, my fiance, her mom and her sister over, they're trying to get wedding invites out. And they were like doing it until like 11:30, probably at night. And I had to go make that video at probably like 10:30 or 11. And they were like, where are you going? I said, hey, Raider Nation's calling, man. But Raiders Smoke 89, salute to you, man. I can't wait for the NFL draft. I can't wait for NFL free agency. For all the Raider fans out there, if you want to subscribe and get free agency draft content, I have put out a video every single day on my Raiders channel for over 5 years straight. That's commitment to excellence, and I think even Lakers fans got to sit there and go, you know what? I respect that. I respect that this guy's out here hustling, and I hope that you do. If you are a Lakers fan and you want more Lakers content, the reason why I am here today is because Chat Sports wants to start doing even more and more and more Lakers content, and because our team is down at the Super Bowl covering the big game, we didn't have as many people that we usually do here at the studios to be able to cover the Lakers and the NBA trade deadline. So therefore, that's why Chugs and I are here. Who's going to be in the finals? Predict it. I mean, F it. Let's go with the Celtics and Lakers.
Rockets, Cavs.
I don't know if anybody would want that. Yo, we just got a super coming in over on Lakers.
Let's go.
From Carly's Kruger. Mitch and Chugs, you rock. Am I in the duck race? Carly's Kruger, you are absolutely in the duck race. Yeah, you sent yours in. You're before Randall, you're before Elijah, and you're right after 93 Nav, man. Carl's, appreciate you. Appreciate you, man. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Ernesto, Greg Olson, and Gavin Newsom are twins. Heard Max got extended. I mean, I have not heard anything in terms of him getting extended yet. I know Max is at Media Row. I actually got a really cool picture of Max. Some of our Chat Sports guys were right next to him. He was on the Kay Adams show, and he's got this like barbed wire Eastern Michigan gigantic chain on. I mean, that thing's got to weigh 5 pounds. I mean, it's unbelievable. But people don't realize how big Crosby is. Like, when you stand next to him, he's a gigantic, and I mean a gigantic human being. He really, really is. But when Max does get extended, I will obviously be making a video on it because the Raiders will extend Crosby. They have to. He's got $0 million guaranteed on his contract over the next 2 years, and if they don't extend him, then he's going to look elsewhere. And it's just what's going to happen, man. Canelo is boxing Jake Paul. I don't think that's going to happen.
I'm okay on that.
I to be real, I'm never going to watch, and I mean this, I will never watch another Jake Paul fight ever again. I have no interest in it.
That Mike Tyson.
That was one of the worst fights I've ever seen. And I say that because the whole time you're going, I felt like Mike Tyson was my grandfather. You know, I felt like I was watching an old man in a street fight back in the old days with like World Star videos or E-Bombs World. How many people remember those websites where you can just see the craziest fights and you're sitting there going, oh my God, I hope this guy doesn't die. I'm telling you right now, I will never watch another Jake Paul fight.
Carly's Kruger, how do I get in the Silver and Black Hills? Well, there is an opening now that somebody got moved up to Mount Raidermore. I will say that.
There is an opening. Speaking of openings, man! Bang! Throws one up off the backboard to himself, and he throws it down. That man, clearly the MVP of today's show. I'll tell you this, you better not make Navman do this alone. You better not make him do it alone. Imagine right now you're in the NBA Finals. You're in a big-time game, and you got one player right now with 70 points. And then everybody else is just kind of hanging around. Somebody be that sixth man. Somebody throw it up to Navman as well. Luka putting 40 on the Mavs, the 25th. The Lakers Mavericks game. When is that, the 25th? That's a must-watch television program. Now, man, cheers to you, dude.
Yeah, let's see. The Mavs play the Lakers on the 25th. It is going to be in LA. Will he make his...
Wait, this 25th? Like February 25th?
Yup.
Oh, man.
And then he makes his Dallas return. April 9th.
Should we go live for that game? I'll tell you this right now.
I'm telling you, he better be live.
Oh, he has no choice. I'm not kidding you. If he said I'm not going to go live for that game, somebody else is going to start running that channel. I would literally make it. He will be live on Mavs. I don't know who's going to be live on Lakers, but I'm saying if we don't have anybody live on Lakers, I'd be kind of interested to do like a split stream again, Raiders, Lakers. I'd have to see if we get it done. If you guys want that to happen, I guarantee you this. If today's show goes well, I can make it happen. If today's show doesn't go well, well then it's going to be a lot harder of a selling point for me to be able to do it.
Navman saying Braun knows AD more than anybody. Kyrie's not good enough on defense to cover the size of LeBron or cover Luka Doncic for that matter. I mean, I agree with everything you're saying, Navman. I think Luka comes back. I think Luka goes absolutely bananas in Dallas for his return March 9th. And, I mean, even at the end of this month, I think when the Mavs come to town, I wonder how many...
I mean, the Mavs don't have a home game the rest of the year.
How many Luka jerseys do you think are there whenever he returns to Dallas?
I think it's all Luka jerseys. I bet you on the game that's on Saturday, there's all Luka jerseys. I mean, there are Mavericks fans. There's a page right now that is telling like people that bring their kids to the game, don't bring your kids to the Mavericks game because it's just going to be they're chanting F Nico all night. And I'm telling you, if you want to watch some crazy shit go down, watch that Mavs game on Saturday because there's going to be some really, really angry people. But I'm not kidding you when I say this. I actually don't think the Mavs will play a home game the rest of the year because Mavs fans are so upset that they're going to root against the Mavericks for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
The Mavs are giving back full refunds for anybody that bought a season ticket. That's how many people called and asked to cancel. It's insane, dude. It's insane.
We have another super chat over on the Lakers channel. Raiders Radio Unfiltered says, let's find a way to do a Lakers-Raiders channel. Well, the thing is, it sounds good in theory, but with how much news and how much we actually want to cover, we got to keep them separate.
Yeah.
Because we're already going crazy with the amount of Raiders news and Raiders stuff that we do. If we had to also give that, which that's the thing, Raiders Radio, if we tried to do that, we would not be able to give that level of commitment to both the channels.
Correct.
And it would be a lesser product on both the channels if we did that.
Yeah, so the hope is, and this is what we do at Chat Sports, the hope is that we're going to be able to find somebody full-time for Lakers, and they're going to be able to run our Lakers channel the way that we do here at the Raiders Report, right? Like, I mean, again, I put out a video every single day on this channel for 5 years on the Raiders because, in my opinion, nobody's going to put out more content for me than the Raiders, and that's my number one team. The objective here at Chat Sports is that we keep on building this team that we're doing, hence what we are doing today. Like, this isn't my normal job, but sometimes you got to do the dirty work. You got to do stuff that you don't like to do or don't. That's not true. Not to do stuff that you don't usually do for the betterment of your team. That's what being a team player is all about. And I hope by me going live today, it shows a lot of our Lakers fans that watch this Lakers Report channel that, you know what, we are putting a bigger concentration on that Lakers team. And you're going to start getting a lot more content around the Los Angeles Lakers. And
I'm telling you right now, if you know anything about Chat Sports or been following along with Mitch on his IG or Instagram IG or Twitter at Mitchell Renz 365, we are almost done with our expansion of our office.
Yeah,
and once that happens, I'm telling you this, folks, we're going to be hiring more people. We're going to be having more channels, more coverage, more videos than Chat Sports has ever done in the past.
Yep.
That's what we're getting ready to do. So Lakers fans, strap in, get ready, because once we find a full-time Lakers guy, once we get our NBA division more off the ground, kind of like our NFL division is here at Chat Sports, it is going to be full steam ahead.
Yep.
And you're going to have more Lakers content than you've ever known what to do with.
Real talk. If I was another Lakers content creator, I would get nervous about what Chat Sports is going to be stirring up here. The wide receiver coach, I didn't mean to cut it off. I saw somebody ask. Chris Beatty. He was the interim OC wide receiver coach for Chicago. He's now the Raiders wide receiver coach. Sorry.
If you're a diehard Lakers fan, if you are a diehard and if you want to absolutely just put it pedal to the metal, shoot your shot. Hit up James Yoder on Twitter. You never know.
Yeah, you don't, man. And that's the real talk.
As long as you're willing to put in the work up front and not expect anything until we can see something, as long as because real talk, Mitch, his first 2 years here, it was all work, all grind, all hustle.
We still grind and hustle, but we're a startup.
But when you start off with anything with, content creating, the first year or two is rough.
It's tough. It's you got to prove yourself because people aren't just going to listen to you because you're talking about their favorite team. You got to be able to go out there and you got to be able to prove it. And at Chat Sports, we're not the best looking guys, we're not the smartest guys, but I really, really believe this. You put us in a room and Rolly with Heat. Nobody knows more about the Heat than Rolly. Texans and Chugs. Nobody more knows about the Texans. Raiders. Nobody knows more than us. But we're also just dudes that like to hustle. And you got to be able to work. I don't care what you do. Whether you're working at a construction site. I grew up my entire life cutting grass, and I started working on a roof with my dad at 14 years old. Taught me how to work hard. Sometimes you got to have those things to be able to get it done in life. So work their ass off, Roger. I appreciate that, dude.
Navman, ever thought of hiring? We have had remote people. And we do have our Lions guy who is remote. The thing about this, Navman, is one, we want to make sure our product is consistent throughout and everybody is getting a really good product.
Yep.
And at home, it's just not able to be that same level than when you're at the Chat Sports studios.
Yep.
And two, it's hard, trusting somebody because we do want to make sure these channels and these fans for whatever team they're going to be covering is going balls to the wall full. And if they're not here with us in studio, we honestly don't know if they're giving it their all, if they're giving their best to the channel and to Chat Sports. So that's where it's hard because
we're a company where you're going to get a 401k, you're going to get health benefits, you're going to get all these things that a lot of other companies don't offer. But to us, if you're going to work as hard as we expect you to work, we also want to be able to give you those benefits.
And not to throw shade on any other company or anything, but there's other companies that do this exact thing, like a Locked On, other companies of that nature where it's, just different random people in their basements doing that stuff, which no shade,
that's fine.
No tea, no shade, no
it's
pink
just not
lemonade.
what we want to do.
That's their prerogative, but we're trying to build something to the next level here.
Yep. And that's what it's about. Now, we have a Cincinnati branch. We have a Dallas branch down here, and I'm not going to lie to you. I've talked to some people about starting a Las Vegas branch, starting where I might move out to Vegas. Those are conversations that are being had, but there's nothing that's really in the works quite yet.
Speaking of that, where are you watching from?
Shout out your city down below. Also, a report coming in. The Golden State Warriors are the only realistic landing spot for Nikola Vucevic on the current trade market. I'm always amazed on the amount of names and the craziness of the names. Studios are in Dallas from Dan. The studio that Chugs and I are in right now, yes, is in Dallas. We used to actually have a studio in San Francisco, but San Francisco was too expensive, and honestly, it's not very nice right now for where we personally were. The area that we were in was not great. Also, trade going down here. The Los Angeles Clippers are trading Terrence Mann and Bones Highland to the Atlanta Hawks for Bogdanovich and 3 second-round picks.
Wow.
Holy cow.
Mitch, initial thoughts on the trade?
Mouthful of a name. My initial thoughts are there's a man involved, there's some bones involved, and then Bogdanovich. You could give me 100 chances to spell that guy's last name right, and I'd get it wrong every time. Wouldn't even get it close. Shout out your city. Got a super chat. This one's coming in from Nabman. All right, I got a deal. We got 37 minutes left of this NBA trade deadline coverage. What day of the week is that 25th? It's a Tuesday. We do Raiders Live on Tuesday. We show up a little bit later. We do Raiders Live on Tuesday, where, we do like one segment, get a mailbag, and then we stay and we go live for Lakers Mavericks on Raiders Report, no doubt, and maybe even we'll be also live on Lakers. I just don't know if I would do it. I would want for us to do that 10 more bangs here on today's show, whether it's from Lakers, whether it's from the Raiders Report. If we get 10 more bangs on this show, I'm already going to commit to it. I will be live no matter what. Lakers, Mavs, get ready. It's good. That game's going to be wild.
Do you want to read this one from Navman?
You said you are not the best looking. If I were single, oriented differently, I would do ya. Chugs first, though. Just saying. Not in a petite. Wait,
I like the non-petite.
He's a thickums guy. You know what?
Same, Navman. You got to have some meat on the bone. Like
on the bone.
Like hall pass.
Yeah.
Like I said, like you need somebody a little bit more 2 C's.
Hey, you know what, man? I appreciate it.
I'm not a 1 C guy.
Man, you and I have met in person. I honestly hope I'm like as in good of shape as you are when I'm your age, which again, upper 50s, I get it. Like it's tough to be able to do it's tough to be able to stay in shape. Hell, sometimes I struggle now with the amount of crazy shenanigans that we do on this show. But I'll always say this, and sometimes people find it weird, and maybe it's just because it's like where I grew up, middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania. I grew up on a lot of sports teams. If you can't be weird with your best friends, because there's going to be somebody that sees that comment, and somebody's going to be like, oh, he didn't even say, no, you know what I'm going to say. At the end of the day, the people that are willing to crack jokes with me, that crack jokes with Chugs, and then are also okay with us cracking jokes with all of y'all, like that's why I always say like this is more than a YouTube show. It's we've been able to build a really freaking awesome community, no doubt about it. Again, we got a lot of people on our Lakers show and a lot of people on our Raiders show. If you're over on our Lakers side, and if you want to get a question on the on the show, hashtag Lakers.
Mitch, who do you think won this trade?
If I had to guess, I'm gonna go with the guy with the Bogdan Bogdanovic, just because that's the name I've heard before.
Okay.
That's the only reason. I have not heard of Terrence Mann, and I haven't heard of Bones Highland.
I do wonder if the Hawks have been in this weird territory where they are trying to make it work so hard with Trae Young. I don't know. I don't know if Ice Trae, I don't know if Trae's going to be able to take this team to that level.
We can say this, though.
It seems like they're purging
the Hawks officially won the Luka trade. No? Tell me I'm wrong.
Well, the Mavs made it to the finals.
But he's still on the Hawks. The Mavs never won anything. I think the Hawks won the Luka trade.
They won.
Tell me I'm wrong. If I told you right now, I get it back then, but right now, looking at the whole thing, I would say the Hawks won the Luka trade.
Mavs still won the trade.
I don't know. He's not on the team anymore. Carlos Garcia, super chat time. Rolling in here on the Raiders Report. Miles says Hawks won the trade. Like, I get when the trade was made, clearly, the Mavs won. But now looking at it, that Luka's not on the Mavs anymore, I think that you could at least make an argument that the Hawks won the trade now. It's crazy. See, Miles agrees with me. Miles, I'm glad. I'm glad you agree with me, because usually the role I'm playing today is the role Chugs usually plays. The pot stir. We're going to stir up the pot here a little bit. What up, Carlos? Big Lakers fan here, but seeing Zach LaVine saying that he's a big Raiders fan at his press conference was awesome. Yeah, I saw that one too, and I always think it's really cool. Like, I'm not going to lie to y'all. I talked to a certain NBA player who's a really big Raiders fan.
His name rhymes with Mamian Mimard.
Yeah, way to not give it away. I've mentioned him before on the show, and again, like, there's NBA players that watch the NFL. Obviously, it goes, back and forth, back and forth. But hearing the fact that Zach LaVine was a big Raiders fan, yeah, man, I mean, I love that kind of stuff. Because I always wonder how often, because, like, there's some big celebrities that I know watch this Raiders Report show. I know Dame watches this show. I think the biggest celebrity that watches this show is George Lopez, which George and I were talking in the DMs a few months ago, I guess now at this point. But he was like, hey, man, like, watch the show all the time. Love it. Big Raiders fan. It's pretty mind-blowing. You see people that you watch and, like, you grew up watching that now are like, yo, I check out that show a lot. It's pretty cool. Like, seriously, I guarantee you this now, man. I guarantee it. Damian Lillard knows who you are. Guarantee you George Lopez knows who you are. It's guaranteed.
Dude, yeah. Alicia Keys hit me up the other day.
I don't know if that's true. Though you are followed by Kay Adams. Kay Adams and Chugs are cool.
Me and Kay Adams, we go way back. We're like this.
Way back. How long have you been an NBA fan? What time did we go live?
We went live at noon.
So I've been about 90 minutes now. No, I'm just kidding. No, I love watching basketball. Growing up, I can shoot. Like, legitimately, I'm a good shooter, which you're probably looking at me and you're like, Mitch, that's the only thing I ever thought you could possibly do on a basketball court is shoot. I played basketball for many years, though. Has anybody ever heard of the Elks Hoop Shoot? Elks Hoop Shoot. It's a free throw contest.
Who all
State champ.
Who all knows about Marburys?
Oh, dude. If you didn't own a pair of Marburys, quite frankly, growing up where I did, you could get a pair of Starburys. They were legitimately like $20. I can remember looking at people that didn't get them and being like, you're just rich pricks. Like, you can go F yourself, man. This is a great shoe.
Let us know, though, how long have you been an NBA fan? Obviously, on our Lakers channel. I want to see, how long have you been a Lakers fan? And if you're on the Raiders channel, let us know maybe your team and how long you've been a fan of said team. Or are you just a fan of a player?
Yeah. I mean, my favorite NBA players right now, I would say LeBron James, Steph Curry. Those are probably my top two favorite players.
Steph Curry and
LeBron. Yeah. And quite frankly, I don't know if it's close after that. Like, those are the guys that I watch because
LeBron James.
There's not a more entertaining person to me to watch in the NBA than Steph, because when he gets hot, I mean, it's unbelievable to watch him. And again, I just love to watch shooters, and he's the greatest shooter of all time. And then LeBron James, for him still to be able to do what he's doing at the age that he's doing. But when he was, just 5, 6, 7 years ago, box office. I mean, he was true box office.
Kobe says I've been a Laker fan for 24 years. That's wild, Kobe.
I'm not a fan of Draymond. Draymond's probably one of my least favorite players in the NBA, though Draymond's a great guy to have. Honestly, you're Draymond Green.
Dude,
on a basketball court, you're Draymond Green.
I was just about to say,
I would hate to play against you, but if you were on my team, I would love to play with you.
And honestly, it might annoy people, but it's like, I feel like whenever I actually play basketball, I play just like Draymond. I get a ton of boards. I'll make the right pass. I'll make the extra pass. And if you leave me wide open, nobody's there, I'll knock down a three. But, like, I'm not, like, beating anybody off the dribble. Usually, like, I can maybe get some fast break points here and there.
You're a hustler.
Get some dirty rebound points where
Absolutely.
It's like they don't see it. It's the most annoying person when you're watching him and he's on the other team. But and again, like, Klay's going to get his attention. Steph's going to get his attention. And those guys, obviously, KD are all big, important parts of, the reason why they won titles. And Draymond's also a big reason of why they done it. But, you go back and you look at some of the great teams. And I always say this, like, for the Raiders, and you got to learn from history. You go back, you look at those Bulls teams, Dennis Rodman kind of played that exact same role. The bad guy and kind of the oddball. Nobody likes him, but he really leaned into it, and he was a great rebounder, great defender. And that also kept Michael fresh, kept Scotty fresh. And Draymond's ability to play defense, obviously he's getting up there in age. But when you got shooters like Steph, KD, and Klay, it keeps them fresh. Also, Klay, when you look at a player how good Klay Thompson is, it blows my mind of where he played college basketball. Because I actually don't even know the school that he played at. It was some small school. I forget what it is. He's a phenomenal defender. Maybe not as much anymore. I forget what school he played at. Let's see. Washington State.
Blue Cooks, Mitch, a casual. NBA fan? I'm very casual NBA fan. Raiders fan, there's not a person on this planet that can talk Raiders more than me. I don't care who it is. Any Raiders content creator out there, YouTube, podcast, on television, nobody can talk Raiders the way that I do. And I would stay on 10 toes on that. Basketball, I am a casual basketball fan. Not afraid to admit it. I will never sit up here and lie to y'all. That I can promise you.
Raider831, Mitch, do you collect any memorabilia?
The only things that I ever collected growing up were Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
But now, no, I really don't collect anything now. Like Alex, she collects matches, like match boxes, or she collects like, I always say like little things. So like if you say like a little bottle of tequila, little bottle of ketchup, I don't know, like they're in like weird souvenir shops, keychains, like stuff like that. Now I'll get that stuff for her.
I love to collect great memories, and the best way to find great memories along the way is with our friends over at Game Time.
Facts.
The only way to create those memories is you got to be there, and the only way to be there is with our friends over at Game Time.
I am a big fan of Game Time, and it's got this new feature called the Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets for live events even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't waste time searching through thousands of tickets. What I love about using the Game Time app is that you're going to get that lowest price guaranteed on any ticket to any event, all in pricing, so you don't get slapped with crazy checkout fees, and flash deals so you can get even cheaper tickets the closer you wait to game time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time today. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply again. Create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It's game time. So whether you're trying to go to a basketball game, a football game, baseball game, whatever you're trying to do, I love using Game Time because, again, you might not remember the score, but I guarantee you're always going to have those memories there.
Monkey, what do you know about Brian Scalabrine, the White Mamba, baby?
Dude, Scal, love it.
Didn't he? I think he was the starter in that Celtics finals. No. In his post-game presser, though, somebody was saying like, "Oh, like you played 2 minutes in this finals," and he goes, "You know what? I'm going to tell my kids I played 10, and I'm going to tell my grandkids I played 25."
I mean, dude, you got to respect Scalabrine. Brian Scalabrine.
He's like, and they're going to tell my great-grandkids that I won MVP.
Absolutely. As you should. I mean, Brian Scalabrine, and I love that because you look at that dude and you're like, that's somebody that just sits at a bar probably all day just pounding Guinness. And he'd school anybody in this chat right now, and it wouldn't even be close. The White Mamba. What a hell of a name.
Oh, dude.
Scalabrine.
Love it.
Yeah, I mean, Scalabrine made me believe that maybe I could play in the NBA. Even Jeremy Lin. Maybe I can do it.
Ha is asking over on our Lakers channel, which we'll show y'all some love over there as well.
Absolutely.
He's asking who won this trade. Did the Lakers actually come out better by getting a center, Mark Williams, 7'2", out of Duke, was a 15th overall pick in his draft. They had to give up Dalton Connect, which is Petey's golden prince. I mean,
also Steven Huerta, you're in the duck race.
Let me ask. Petey,
20 to win, $80 right now.
Did the Lakers win that trade for Mark Williams? Yeah, if they go far in the postseason, probably, but it's still hard losing a potential all-NBA player in Dalton Connect. Hall of Famer in Dalton Connect.
That man said, need more people to enter the duck race. I want to beat more people. I love the competitive fire. Man. Love the competitive fire. If you're going to race, man, let's go. Let's race it. 23 minutes until the end of the NBA trade deadline. I don't know if we're going to get another deal. I mean, which I'm not going to lie, with all the deals that happened late last night, there was a part of me that was wondering, crap, are we not going to get anything that goes down today?
Like anything crazy?
Yeah, I mean, like imagine if the Jimmy Butler, all the trades that happened last night, if they would have happened today.
I mean, it happens sometimes in the NFL too, where it's like the Devontae Adams trade happened maybe like a couple days before the trade deadline, right? Like it was like a day or two right before.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Jordan Lumpkin, Super Chat time. Reminder, today's deals are deals that we've never done before. $20 alley-oops. That means if you throw up a 20 and somebody else throws up a 20, it's going to count as a bang for you, and I'm going to throw down a beer bong. If you send in a 50, that's going to count as 2 bangs. Beer bong's going down. Whoever the MVP is right now, which it is 93 Navman, and it is not close, you're going to win an NBA jersey of your choosing. If you want to get a Raiders or a Lakers question in, hashtag Raiders, I'll answer. Hashtag Lakers, Chugs is going to answer. 22 minutes left. Lumpkin, also, we're not going to leave when this hits 0 because sometimes the fax machine rolls in, trades are a little bit later, so we will hang out at least for a little bit after that NBA trade deadline clock goes to 0.
We need to run the duck race.
And we have to run the duck race, correct. Jordan Lumpkin, Mitch, would you trade Max and a 2026 first-round pick for Joe Burrow?
Yes.
Yeah, in a heartbeat. I wouldn't even think about it. I would trade Max Crosby 3 first-round picks for Joe Burrow. But the problem is the Bengals laugh in your face and they hand up the call. Like, legitimately, and this is why this Luka trade is so crazy, the Bengals would probably want 10 first-round picks for Joe Burrow. The Buffalo Bills would probably want 10 first-round picks for Josh Allen. The Chiefs would probably want 20 first-round picks, which, again, like, these things are not possible. Joe Burrow is going to be a Bengal until he just probably gets up to like 35 years old and they start wondering, doesn't make sense to pay him anymore. But
or if injuries have part
correct.
to play.
Or if injuries just really, really derail his career. But I'm not kidding you. First round pick and Max Crosby, it's not even a question. It is a instant yes, please. And I love Max, but Joe Burrow is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. Now, man, what's up, my man? Chugs. Oh, F me.
All right. Chugs, not Mitch. LOL. Best front court defender in the NBA. For me, no question, Jaylen Brown, in my opinion. He's a beast. What do you say? Yeah, I'm going to be a little biased in this one, Nav, man.
Oh, boy.
Because if I'm going for my best front court defender right now, I'd probably say Amen Thompson, if I'm being real.
Okay.
I think Amen Thompson, for me, would be probably up there. And honestly, Navman, I don't know if Drew Holiday is the best front court defender on the Celtics. Because Drew Holiday is a dog.
Okay.
Drew Holiday is nice. Obviously, Jaylen Brown's good. He's a beast. I would say Amen Thompson, Drew Holiday when he's at his best.
We got a Rockets trade. The Atlanta Hawks are trading Cody Zeller and Houston's 2028 second-round pick to the Rockets. Did he screw that up? Shams said the Atlanta Hawks are trading Cody Zeller and Houston's 2028 second-round pick to the Rockets. That's it.
That's weird. I wanted the Rockets to trade for Robert Williams, the Portland center.
Okay.
If y'all didn't know, I'm a Rockets fan.
So Cody Zeller's going to the Rockets. Thoughts? I remember Zeller. What? He was North Carolina guy, right?
Drew Holiday backcourt. Yeah, sorry. Well, Jaylen. I don't think of Jaylen Brown as the front court. Yeah, you're right. Front court defenders. I mean, I would probably say AD and Wemby. If we're talking centers, I don't know. Is there any front court or backcourt in the NBA? I just think it's like 5 players out there. If you're looking at NBA teams, do you like think of the center, the 4, the 3, like I don't even know if there's a small forward position anymore. I would just say a big man, a point guard, and wings.
Yoda Jenkins, you in. Also, I saw Mitch, you didn't answer the Travis Hunter question. I don't see Travis Hunter dropping to 6. I really don't. Like, to me, the furthest Travis Hunter is going to fall is probably I think it's the furthest going to be pick 5, because to me, you look at the top 5 picks in the NFL draft, could be Tennessee. They said they're going to take a generational type of player. Maybe they think that's Cam Ward. To me, though, that sounds more of like Travis Hunter. And then at pick 2, maybe Cleveland goes that route. I don't know if they're going to go with the quarterback, though. I think they end up going with Abdul Carter since Myles Garrett asked for a trade. Giants, but then picks 4 and 5, to me, those are both teams that aren't going to go QB. So to me, I don't see Travis Hunter falling to pick number 6. I would be shocked if he did, quite frankly. I would. Now, man, appreciate you tuning in, man. Shout out your city again. We got 17 minutes to go until the end of the deadline.
Nav, man, you're good. You're good. And to be honest, I know about the NBA, but here at Chat Sports, I wouldn't say that I'm in the top half of the NBA knowledge havers here. Yeah. I like the NBA. I like the Rockets. I grew up watching the Rockets. Yao Ming, Tracy McGrady. Love me some Luis Scola.
Scola
Scoop. Great times. James Harden, obviously, cooking.
Andres, you're in the duck race.
Mine and Mitch's focus here at Chat Sports is the
NBA or NFL.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll tell you this right now. If you tuned into this show for high quality NBA content, I'm not gonna lie to you. You're probably like, these guys are whatever. I mean, I'm a casual basketball fan, but I am an NFL guy. That's what Chugs is as well. But at the end of the day, we were like, all right, either we do this or we don't do it. And I'm somebody where I'm going to show up and I'm going to put my best foot forward. And that's what it's about sometimes. You just got to do what you got to do, and you got to be a team player.
Are the Rockets the best team in the NBA right now? Probably not, but
it's the Celtics. I think right now, if it was a 7-game series, I would go with the Boston Celtics. And maybe that's crazy for me to say. I don't know. They just seem like the best team to me. Which, it's tough because regular season NBA basketball is terrible.
Yeah.
For the most part, it's bad.
Yeah. And I will say, if you are somebody and you're like, dude, F these guys, I want real analysis, I want people who live and die NBA, our main Chat Sports channel is live for NBA coverage as well. So if rather than leave us and be like, oh, no, I can't do Chat Sports, we do have other people who are doing, more in-depth coverage. We just wanted to go live.
Yep.
Just for our West Coast homies. Honestly, we were just like, we gotta do it for the West Coast.
Dennis Schroeder is being rerouted to the Detroit Pistons as part of the Jimmy Butler deal. Does that matter? I know Schroeder is known for not taking that deal with the Lakers, right? And then
he also had some very controversial comments this week, I would say.
Oh, I don't know. Not great comments, I'm guessing then?
I'll tell you after. I don't want to open up a can of worms.
Fair enough. I don't even like worms.
It's a very divisive thought that he had.
Gotcha. What's up, OG Bloodstain? Send a second and a fourth for Wolin and DK. I mean, Tariq Woolen did fall out of favor a little bit there in Seattle. I'm not going to lie. I think that is enough to get both of those players. I really do.
IYK just says Dennis being passed around like the party blunt. That's funny.
Schroeder.
You trying to get Schroded?
He's trying to get Schroded. Makes me think of Rick and Morty getting Swifty. Getting Schroded. Carly's Kruger threw one up.
Alley-oop.
Who's going to throw it down? Alley-oop. See how do I get into the Silver and Black Hills? If not, do we get our own spot for the Noti gang? Love you, dudes. Go Raiders and go Lakers. We always give shout-outs to the Noti gang and Carly, and I know that you're always one of the very first persons there.
I would say for the Silver and Black Hills, if you are truly set on making that, be somebody that shows up in the offseason.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say. If you're there during the dog days, if you show up to our live shows in, March, July, June.
Yep.
That's an easy way to be like, you know what, I'm a part of the Silver and Black Hills gang. I show up on a random Tuesday live in July, and I'm showing up hanging out.
Seriously.
Stuff like that gets you into the Silver and Black
Yeah,
Hills
I mean,
gang.
it's easy to hang out on days like today, like for NBA fans, right? It's easy to show up on the NBA trade deadline day. But when Chugs and I go live in the middle of May, in the middle of June, in the middle of July, when for football stuff there's not anything going on, that just means you like hanging out with Jeremy and I. And those are the people that we notice. Those are the people that interact with us. And those are the ways that you're going to get into Silver and Black Hills. So I like the question. But Carly's Kruger threw one up. Who's going to throw down the alley-oop? Who's going to throw down the alley-oop?
John!
What penalty would you change or modify in the NFL?
Easy.
It's not even a discussion. I would modify roughing the passer or
the quarterback slide, not even the roughing the passer, quarterback slides and quarterbacks running out of bounds. There has to be more clear rules.
To me,
because
when the
Mahomes,
QB passes the line of scrimmage, they got to be a runner.
Running back.
Runner.
Because imagine
he just dances around
and just falls to the ground and gets a penalty. Imagine if would Amir Abdullah ever get a penalty if he was running and he just fell
It's not
to the
even
ground
Amir
and got
Abdullah.
hit?
Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson get roasted all the time, but because they're big freaking guys and you don't see the hit as often, where Mahomes is still a big dude and he's athletic enough to run by you, he's athletic enough to lower his shoulder, but because he flops, the refs, they throw the flags.
And I'm not even joking. If this is the rules that we're going to do, it should be two-hand touch for quarterbacks.
The Grizzlies have made a call on Kevin Durant. That would be really interesting.
I'm not even lying. If it's going to be like that, it should be two-hand touch for quarterbacks past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Because
they need to be able to review it. If you can review getting 2 feet in, if you can review a touchdown, why can't you review when somebody gets hit?
If I have to see another unsportsmanlike conduct or another roughing penalty on Patrick Mahomes sliding past the line of scrimmage, I'm going to throw up.
Yeah, and again, in the Chiefs' 9-game winning streak in the playoffs, 10 either roughing the passer or unnecessary roughness calls, 10 for the Chiefs, 1 for the other opposing teams. And that's 15 yards. It's an automatic first down. And I'm not the Chiefs are obviously a great team. And when you give them second chance points, they're going to take advantage of it. I made this analogy the other day. If you were, the Warriors, right? Or even, let's go with Luka, because Luka's now a part of the Lakers here. If Luka came down the court and shot up a 3 and missed it, and the refs were like, but wait, we're going to give him another shot here, see if he makes it. They're going to win a lot more games because you're just giving a great player another opportunity to put a ball in the basket. Speaking of putting a ball in the basket, Naaman! Bang! Carles Kruger down the lane, throws one up, Naaman! Bang! Come on, man! Carles throws one up to Naaman. Honestly, Carles, you want to get in the Silver and Black Hills even quicker? You see what Navman's doing? That's also an easy way to get in. Shout out to one of the legends of the Raiders Report, 93 Navman.
We're about 10 minutes away from the deadline. Let me know. Name a player that will not be traded at the deadline. Somebody who will not.
LeBron James.
Yeah.
Luka. Imagine. It would be actually hilarious.
It's looking like KD.
If the Mavs were like, hey, we kind of want Luka back. What is it going to cost? And they're like, all right, I want AD back.
And
Kyrie. And a first-round pick. And they're like, all right, we'll do it. I mean, Kyrie back with LeBron?
Kyrie,
AD?
LeBron, and AD?
The problem is, though, AD didn't want to play center. Now they have a center. He could play 4. You go out and get a point guard. Kyrie, be kind of interesting. Again, though, imagine a Mavericks organization saying, Luka's too much of a head case. We can't work with him.
I mean,
we're going to work with Kyrie Irving instead. I mean, it's laughable.
That is legit,
Bronny. Durant from Navman. Yeah, probably.
That's like trading Max Crosby for Devontae Adams.
I mean, I said this. I said if Max Crosby was the quarterback of the Raiders and he went to the Super Bowl the year before and you traded him. At 25 years old. It just doesn't make any sense.
Could you imagine if the Eagles – well, I guess it's a little different. I was going to say, could you imagine if the Eagles traded Jalen Hurts, but I actually could kind of imagine that.
I don't know if this is a new trade. This one's coming in. KJ Martin, Josh Richardson, and a 2028 second-round pick from Detroit to Utah.
Yeah, that is a new one.
All right, so KJ Martin, Josh Richardson, and a 2028 second-round pick.
KJ Martin actually just got traded to the Pistons. It looks like they're going to trade him away.
Dude, imagine you get traded, you already start packing up your stuff, you start moving there, and you just get there. And you're like, wow, I got to move again.
Dude.
I mean, who was the player right before we went live that's been traded 3 times in the last 5 days?
PJ Tucker.
PJ Tucker. I mean, that would be insane, dude. That would be insane. Oh, man. They gave us Luka for Day to Davis. My heart won't be pumping now. I mean, let's be real. Does anybody here think that the Lakers lost that trade? Because, again, I'm a very casual NBA fan. I'm not afraid to admit it. And I mean this. If there's ever a Lakers fan, and if anybody's ever down here in Dallas, if I'm ever out in LA and you're like, oh, shit, I remember that guy. Bro, I'm always down to grab a beer. Always down to grab some food. Let's chop it up. You want to talk football? You want to talk basketball? I can hold a conversation. At the same time, though, the amount of people that I saw on like national television programs that were trying to say that it was a fair trade blew my mind. I mean, I saw Stephen A. said it was a fair trade. I saw, what's his name?
Ed Robbins. That's not true, is it?
What?
He said Durant to the Celtics. And it's Ed Robbins. So
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think Ed would do it, but I don't think it happened. No. I just saw the message in production, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think all Ed's doing there is shooting a shot because Ed is the biggest. He is the Mount Raider more over on Celtics.
Oh, yeah. Ed just said not true.
Yeah, okay.
Just kidding.
I got you, Ed. You know it's all love. Mike Nintendo Master. So if I came to Dallas, as you saw, grab some food with me. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I have grabbed food and drinks with probably 30 to 40 Raiders fans in Dallas. It's always, am I free, right? Like, if I'm free on a Friday or Saturday and I don't have any wedding stuff with Alex, I have no problem giving up an hour or two of my time, right? Like, if y'all watch this show, you're spending your time hanging out with me, and when you watch, it helps me out.
Yeah.
I have no problem going out and having beers, and I mean, you're acting like I don't like to do those things, and I don't do those things already. I would, man.
If you're telling me, like, hey, on my off day, I could go grab a couple beers with some Raiders fans, put together some Prize Picks lineups.
Bro, I'm in.
I'm in.
So you're telling me, I would say getting food and having some beers is easy, and it's exciting.
Yeah.
You know what also is easy and exciting? Daily fantasy sports over on Prize Picks. I'll tell you this. If you want to get started, here's your opportunity to do so. Prize Picks also has a special deal for the big game that's going to be happening on Sunday. If you're going to watch the game, you might as well try to put some money in your pocket. So download the app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks, run your game. If you're like Mitch, what is your game that you're going to be running? I know this. I'm definitely taking the freebie that they're giving me with Patrick Mahomes.
And
I can also give you a little bit wink, wink, nudge, nudge into some of my big-time money makers this week.
For all of our basketball fans out there, so I know we're on, Raiders. We're also on Lakers. For the basketball fans out there, you can pair this right now, the Patrick Mahomes free square. Mm-hmm. You can pair it with Kyrie Irving, 19.5 points.
Yep.
You can pair it with Jason Tatum, 19.5 points. You can pair it with Drew Holiday, 5.5 points. I mean, all of these are great options to where you can make some easy money because we all know in the big game, Patrick Mahomes is going to, he's going to throw one.
You just got to get one other one right.
Yeah.
If you want to do one that's like Saquon Barkley scores a touchdown, that one you can do as well. We also just had a big-time NBA trade go down. At least I think it's a big-time NBA trade. It's a name that I recognize. But seriously, pick more, pick less. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Just make sure that you use code CLNS. Huge shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring the Raiders and the Lakers report. Trade coming in here. The Memphis Grizzlies are trading Marcus Smart and a 2025 first-round pick to the Washington Wizards, and a multi-team trade that sends 2 second-round picks to Memphis. So that sounds like, so what, there's going to be more to that even? The only reason why I know Marcus Smart is because he's like a well-known guy in this office, is I guess how I would put it. Smart!
He's from the Dallas area, so a couple people know him from here.
Yes, correct. Now, man, I drove 5 hours for beers with Raiders Report. I'm just saying. Dude, that was fun, too. It's actually hard to believe that that's that long ago already. Nabman met up with Chugs and I. It was week 1, Raiders, Raiders, Chargers. It was in North Carolina. That was a fun time, man. That was like, what, 120 Raiders fans? You think in that one bar in a random North Carolina spot? Bro, we took that place over. OG! Mitch, let's say you're the head coach and the Pats call you offering a first, third, and Joe Milton for Crosby. Do you accept and have 2 first-rounders this year? Some people might hate the answer that I'm going to give to this, but this is one that I would consider. I'll be real, though. I have no interest in Joe Milton. Like, you throwing in Joe Milton, to me, I don't need Joe Milton. I would rather you just give me a 6th-round pick or a 7th-round pick because I don't think Milton's very good. Now, if the Raiders wanted to use Milton as a tush-push QB, which is something that I've said most NFL teams I think should do, I would entertain that idea. But you're telling me this. Like, you're giving me your first pick for New England is pick number 4. So that means I get picked 4, I get picked 6 overall, a 3rd-round pick. So now I got 3 picks in the 3rd round. Yeah, moving on from Crosby sucks. But in that opportunity, you could get a Abdul Carter. You could get another top player. I'm not going to lie. I mean, here's the thing. That would never happen. New England would want more. I mean, Max Crosby for the number 4 overall pick, I don't think New England would do, to be quite frank. So, yes, that's a trade I would entertain. Now, man, I drove 5 hours, and it was a hell of a time, my man.
Dude, great time, and, I mean, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Big Luck went to Vegas to have some beers with the crew. We have a minute left of the trade deadline. I need everybody. If you're on Raiders, spam LV. If you're on Lakers, I want to see if we can break a record. The most LAs in a chat.
Let's go.
Can we get LAs in the chat?
Are we going to get more LVs or are we going to get more LAs? I'm going to put you guys up against each other. Also, the Sacramento Kings are acquiring Jake LaRavia. LARAVIA from Memphis. Jake LaRavia. I don't know who that is. I'm not going to lie to you. Somebody's probably out there. He's a 20-10 guy.
I see David spamming LA. IYK.
Adam Infante. Kyle. Jordan Lumpkin.
King Jeff. Carlise Kruger. Sean Hardy. Morrow. I see Chris Whitlock. I
Big
see
Luck.
Lang.
Dude,
Goy.
Whitlock is on both. Ed Robbins, Yoda Jenkins.
Let's go.
We got the barrels. 9 seconds to go. And again, sometimes trades happen when the deadline hits 0. And I don't know how it's possible, but it happens every single year. The NBA trade deadline is officially. We will see if we get some that roll in, though. We will see if we get some that roll in. I don't know.
We said 9.5 was the amount that we were saying for the trades today. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Wow, that was close. That was pretty close.
Do we get 2 more? Yoda Jenkins put in the stopwatch.
Tick, 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 tick. Which I get it many years ago when the NBA trade deadline, like when fax machines were all this thing. In today's day and age with just news being able to get out. How do trades happen after the deadline? You know what I'm saying? Like, how does it happen?
Bad Wi-Fi.
I bet you there's some people that are like, oh, we tried to send it, but our Wi-Fi cut out.
Oh, no.
Just blame Brett. Oh, my gosh, the fax machines from Yoda Jenkins. They put the trade in the NBA, just has to accept it. Okay, fair enough. I don't know. I feel like, though, it would still get leaked. There's so many people that have so much information in today's day and age that it would get leaked.
And breaking news, Trace asked Seth Rollins, WWE superstar, what NFL player he would want to tag team with. He said Max Crosby.
Oh, yeah. He sent me that video. I had no idea who it was.
He's a huge WWE superstar.
I had no idea. Trace just sent me a video, which now it's funny because at first I was like, thanks, Trace, but I don't know who that is. I had no idea.
Oh, dude, if I was there, I would want to get a photo op with.
We got to trade. The Indiana Pacers are trading James Wiseman and cash to the Toronto Raptors. That's 9. Are we going to get one more? James Wiseman and cash to the Toronto Raptors. A trade just went down. Here we go. Are we going to get another one? Hey, we did get another one coming in here from Navman. Navman. Bear. His name's Navman.
You make my heart sing.
All right, you know what? I'm going to put a deal out there that I'm going to regret. $100 boot. $100 boot. $100 boot. I don't know how this is going to go down. See, here's the thing. I wanted to get wild today. And Chugs and I went live, so I'm trying to get a little bit litty. Just heard Warriors got Vucevic from Jeffrey. I don't see that. All I see right now is there's a report out there that says the Golden State Warriors are done with trades. Look for them to be aggressive in the buyout market.
Well, I was going to say, I think everybody's done with trades.
True. True. Well, Chris Haynes just tweeted out, the Warriors are done with trades, sources say. After the trade deadline's crazy. I almost want to take that and just...
Wait, did he just tweet that?
Yes! He just put it out. The Warriors are done with trades, sources say.
Hate to break it to you, Chris.
I mean...
So is everybody else.
That's unbelievable.
Let's read Nowman Super Chat real quick. Bill's big fail this year is to leave it up to the refs call on multiple times on the tush push the ball in Josh Allen's hands and let him make it how he sees it. I agree. I wish they would have gone with
the Bills lost that game.
I wish they would have gone with the pass play with Josh Allen because it's a run and a pass play because every time he drops back, he has great elusiveness to where I believe he can really besides that one where he got absolutely mobbed and had a blitz right up the middle in his face, which even in that instance, Dalton Kincaid dropped that football.
Sure. He did drop the football, but I'm a believer you want to put the ball in your best player's hands and let him do what he's best at, right? Like, if you had LeBron James in his prime, Kobe Bryant in his prime, you're going to try to go ISO to get that last shot up because at the end of the day, you believe Kobe's going to be able to win that one-on-one. You believe that LeBron's going to be able to win that one-on-one. When I used to watch LeBron a lot, one of the things that would drive me nuts is I felt like when he was in his prime, when he would drive to the rack, nobody could stop him. So if the game was, a 1-point game, you're going, all right, LeBron, figure out a way to, drive to the lane and throw one down or just put up a shot, get a good shot. What would drive me nuts is when he would sit up there and then he would take that step back three. And to me, it's still LeBron putting up a shot, but it's not a high-quality shot. That's how I would compare what the Buffalo Bills did with Josh Allen doing the tush push. Let him be his best self and let him make the decision. That's why you're making that type of money. Go out, let him be the player that he can be. I totally agree with you, Nabman. Could not agree with you anymore. Dan, did the league ever comment on the fourth down rush push play?
No, but we did get some news in that.
Suave, you in.
We did get some news in that the NFL is looking at expanding their review and also expanding the basically the whole chip in the football where they will be able to precisely put where the ball crossed during a play.
And they should. Yeah, I mean, we have all this technology.
How much did the NFL earn last year? In billions?
Yeah,
You tell me you can't put a chip in the ball?
Yeah, it's with the B.
My guys are paying $300 for chicken tenders at Allegiant, and you telling me you can't put a chip in the football?
Yeah.
Come on.
I agree, man. I don't even care if it's Tostitos, a Pringle, some sort of chip has got to be in that football.
See, Patrick just tweeted, "I hate being a Bulls fan."
Why?
I guess they didn't do anything at the deadline.
That's hilarious. John, is Marvin Lewis staying with the Raiders? I believe so. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if they've solidified everybody in their front office. From what I understand right now, I believe the only coaching position that is open for the Raiders as it stands right now is their cornerback coach spot.
Yeah.
I believe that is the only spot open. I know the Raiders plan on keeping Joe Philbin. To me, I mean, he's still – I would say they're going to keep Marvin Lewis as the assistant head coach because on the website, they have it updated with Chip Kelly's picture there, and Marvin Lewis's name is still there. Yeah, I mean, they still got Patrick Graham, Rob Leonard. They have all the coaches that they ended up keeping. Yeah, I think you're good, man. I think he's going to be staying. Interesting. Interesting.
Last chance. We're about to sign off here on the Rakers Report. $20 Venmo to get in our duck race. I don't know if we have any new Lakers fans in it yet, but if not, you're gonna
want to get in. I'm telling you this right now. For the Lakers fans that did not get in the duck race, you're gonna sit here and you're gonna go, son of a gun, man. Carly says, throw up anyone. Carly, I will say this. Nabman already threw down your alley-oop. So we'd have to throw up another one. Nabman already got you. So right now, it would be a $20 Venmo, and you would go home with $100. 20 to win, 100. It's not bad.
Yeah. It just stinks that the NBA decided they were going to do all their trades last night.
According to a report, the Warriors made another run at Chicago's Nikola Vucevic on the deadline day, but talks fizzled as the teams could not agree on a trade construction. Vucevic. Now, I watched that Bulls team play a little while ago. That was tough.
Yeah.
They were pretty bad, man. They were pretty bad. Joe Philbin, Dan, yes, he is still also on the team. Joe Philbin is also still on the team. All right, y'all, I'm going to send the list over here to Chugs. I don't have anybody else that is getting in. This is going to be 20 to win $100. Good luck to everybody that is in. The list has been sent. Oh, look at this random report. The Dallas Mavericks were very aggressive in exploring pathways to acquire Kevin Durant. Source.
Coop literally saying right now, I don't believe
it. Our Mavs guy is freaking out because nobody believes anything that the Mavs are doing right now. I think it's hilarious. I think it's absolutely hilarious. All right, Chugs, I sent you the list. I believe I did, right? Oh, I sent it to the...
It's okay. I already did. I already.
That's on me.
I already mixed and matched.
That's on me.
We're going El Clasico.
The El Clasico duck race. So whoever comes in first place, you get the money. Whoever comes in last place, you get a different type of special surprise from me. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Run it. Here we go. Carly's Kruger's got a little bit of a lead, but wait. Yoda Jenkins is right there. Mendoza down there at the bottom. He's marching, dude. Charles G., I don't know how you're breathing in that, quite frankly. 93 Navman. Funny enough, this is what Navman looks like when he sits out in the sun too long. If Navman and Rufus from Kim Possible were to make a duck, that's what it would look like. Randall Carter is probably the coolest guy here. Stephen Huerta's just streaking.
That's exactly what Yoda Jenkins wears on the daily.
Not a doubt in my mind.
He's at the Pink Pony Club.
Suavemente, if that's what your skin looks like, you need to get that checked immediately. Uh-oh, who's up there at the top? It's Carly Kruger. Is it going to be Carly? It's Yoda. It's Carly Kruger with the win. Congratulations. Can you please confirm that you just received $100? Congratulations to Carly's Kruger.
And I will say before we sign off, which actually we did get a a quick super chat from the man of Nav.
The man of Nav.
He says, as an elect engineer, here's what the problem lies with the ball chip. A huge grid of sensors will have to be present all over the field, all fields. Yeah, that's
I'm going to take your word for it.
I know that that's a massive challenge, but if anybody's able to take on that massive challenge, I would believe it's a billion-dollar corporation.
I agree, right? Like, and this just goes back to the point of if we're able to, let's just say hypothetically speaking, if NFL teams are able to eat a $96 million contract for Russell Wilson, you're telling me we can't invest? If every NFL team says, okay, we're going to invest, I bet you that. I bet if every NFL team invests what you're saying, let's say it costs $5 million, and I bet you even that is way more than what it would cost. For every team to install this, you think it's $5 million? Maybe it's $1 million?
I honestly don't even know.
I know, exactly. I don't know. My bigger point is, though, if there are NFL teams that can say, I'm going to just eat $90-something million because I'm going to move on from Russell Wilson. I mean, come on, man.
I bet they do a really good job of updating the suites and the president's box.
I bet you they do. Interesting rumor here. Trae Young's future with the Hawks is becoming, quote, murky.
I wonder who was saying that earlier with who won the trade.
As of right now, the Hawks won the Luka trade.
Okay.
Nico, new Interpol, most wanted, Nico Harrison. I've never seen anything like it, man. I'm telling you this now.
That's big Nico on Nico crime.
That's a big Nico on Nico crime right there. Also, for those that do not know, we will be live for the big game this Sunday. I want to go live an hour before kickoff. Is that possible?
Yes, we can do it.
I think we can do that. We're going to be cheering on the Philadelphia Eagles, and hopefully all of y'all decide to pull up with us. You can click that subscribe button. If you're a Lakers fan, pull up to the Raiders Report. We're going to be having a lot of fun. There is going to be, I know last year we had it was right around 500,000 people watch our Super Bowl coverage of the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers. And this year, I think it's going to be even bigger, man. I'm hoping for 1 million people.
Don't lie to us. Are you watching the game? Why for yes and for no? Because there's been a lot of fakers out there saying, I'm not watching it. I'm not watching the game. Stop lying. You're watching the game.
Just stop.
It's the biggest game of the year. It's the most watched television event across the globe year in and year out.
Yep.
You're watching the game. Stop lying to us and stop lying to yourself. Are you watching it? Give me a Y for yes and N for no. And if you're giving me an N for no, I don't know if I believe you.
Big luck. Yes for the halftime show. We will also be doing a special little thing for the halftime show, so be tuned in for that. We're gonna have some fun, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, we're gonna have some special stuff going on for the halftime deal. But you're gonna have to wait to see what it is. Appreciate everyone, seriously, for tuning in. I know this was a little bit different than what we typically do on the Raiders Report. I know it's a little typically different what you guys see on the Lakers channel. But here at Chat Sports, we're all about being a team, and we got a lot of people down there at the Super Bowl right now, and they're interviewing players, coaches, and a lot of our other NBA guys are also down there, so they were unable to do the show today. I had to step in. Chug said that we would do it. That's what good teams are all about. Appreciate everybody tuning in to today's live show. Shout out to 93 Nabman. Nabman, just DM me. Let me know what you want. I can hook you up with something. From me, from Jeremy Chugs, to all the NBA fans, Lakers fans, Raiders fans out there, I'll see you guys in a little bit. And to the nation, you're going to get another Raiders video probably in about 2 hours from now, so be on the lookout for that bad boy.